Hello, my name is Marcus. I'm the compiler of a collection of therapy quotes entitled 1001 Windmills of the Mind, a collection of advanced self-help quotes taken from what's often called the psychodynamic or the psychoanalytic perspective, which long ago, as I understand, is referred to by some, or perhaps many, as philosophical medicine and narrative medicine, all part of the general tradition to know thyself. But in order to know thyself, we need consciousness, because consciousness means we're aware of ourselves with consciousness. It implies that you're conscious when you say know yourself. But when we say know thyself, I heard a comedian recently say, look at the word guru, spell the letters out. G. You are you. So the you part, of course, he means don't forget about the authentic you, the real you, the budding beauty, the emerging self, sense of embodiment, an ontological self, the sense of self, a feeling self, beingness. This sense of feeling at real and alive in the body, called the soulman, embodiment, beingness, feminine. This is the real place. This is mainly us, this true self, this real self. And from this core I, this heartful I, this feelingful I, from there we have all the capacities of who are meant to be, all the quote-unquote human side of being human. We mainly live from this main I, and there's a whole long list of capacities that are available to us when we have our I can feel joy, so the bluebird of happiness runs there. So joy runs the console in the Disney film, the blue jay of happiness, the bluebird of happiness, symbol of a pleasant feeling, i.e. the serene, inexhaustible fullness of being. So there's a pleasant feeling symbolized by the blue jay in one example. I can admit a loss. If there's a loss, you have the ability and the identity to admit that I felt the loss. You need an I there to say to yourself, I felt the loss. It's got to be an I there. So that means there'll be a natural response. So first you feel some kind of grief, but then you admit it fully that it's a mourning release. So then you have a natural response to loss, some kind of mourning, some kind of release process. So you can't just deny it like that. You got to admit there was a loss, and there'll be an emotional response. And an emotional knowing to the loss, and emotional acceptance when you admit the loss. But I admit the loss, and then I can feel the byproduct of that, the healing, the body-mind system kind of process. I guess there's some kind of stress build up with the loss, and then now you feel safe with the story, and you accept it, and it's going to be kind of like, I'm not fully sure about the mourning process in terms of physiology and why it takes place, but the theory is you got to cry it out, you got to admit the loss if there's a loss. But again, the key thing is there's got to be an I there. A lot of people don't even admit a loss. They just pretend nothing happened, just move on. They don't want to think about it. Denial, keep manic, keep busy, rebound relationship. They don't want to think about it because there's no I there. So the pain of the loss is snowballing. It's affecting them. Kindling effect as they get older, snowballing effect, because every loss rebounds and triggers up previous losses, and losses adds up to previous losses, snowballing effect, getting older, littler things, because littler things means you don't want to set off the memory of all the pain. Pain means you can't feel loss. You can't feel, if you can't feel sad, then there's pain. Pain means you can't feel sad. Sad is a healthy response to the I. Remember, joy and sadness is at the console. So the sadness is there because the I is there. So joy and sadness are on the console. So in the Disney film, joy and sadness are the primary feeling, representative of the primary feeling one. So joy runs the console, but sadness has got to be around when there's a loss. So that's the lesson of the first film, that when there was a loss, joy stepped aside. All right, sadness, you run the console, you run the show. Really? You always brush me off. I learned my lesson. Now you got to run the console. So when sadness ran the console, you saw Riley crying and all that, and weeping and all that, accepting the loss of the home, the loss of the friends, and moving to a new place, and other kind of losses. Then joy can come back, and she was happy and all that. But prior to that place, there was ignorance about it. So there was problems with Riley and all that. So when finally we realized, sadness has to run the console. That's a healthy state. So she's getting your I. Okay, when you admit sadness, you get your I. As you get your I, you can admit sadness. So mourning is a key natural response to loss. So there has to be some kind of mourning called grief work like that. Some people say grief is the pain, but if you express it, that's the release, something like that. It might be that when you accept the story, you feel safe, then you can release all the pain. Generally speaking, when you feel safe from a prior state of pain, there's some kind of release. So there's a lot of pain about a loss, and then you feel safe about the knowledge, you admit it, you understood it, you accepted it, you know what happened, and you learned about it, and they loved you and you loved them, and you have a memory. So when you have a kind of acceptance, then you feel safe, and then you got to process your guilt about it, maybe, and then you got to work it through. So finally get to a place where you can accept the loss, admit the loss, then you can accept the loss without guilt and things like that. Then with that level of new safety, through some kind of working through, famously known as working through, processing through, okay, like that, a little messy like that, in a place of safety and of knowledge and story and narrative medicine, healing medicine, story medicine, getting the story, knowing the truth about them and what you expect and what they expect, and trying to understand and really understand more deeply the reality of the situation. You got to get reality. It's this verdict of reality that makes the work of mourning so difficult. John Steiner says. Another, George Valiant says, you know, mourning is about, it's not about forgetting, it's about remembering. Mourning is really about remembering, not forgetting. It's about remembering. If you can remember, that's the work of mourning. You got to remember. People go, oh, I don't remember, I don't think about it, I don't talk about it. No, you got to remember. All the joy for, so play the song by Vonda Shepherd, all the joy for which you pray is 100 tears away. All the joy for which you pray is 100 tears away. On occasion we play that song. I haven't played it in a long time. Okay, anyways, that's another core capacity of having the authentic self, the I there, the ability to mourn. If you don't mourn, that's complicated grief, aggravated grief, the derailment of the grief process, you can't grieve. Man, oh man, a lot of problems like that. So the pain builds up, then you can be manic, keep yourself distracted, to push back the pain, and then when you're manic, you hope to find the love that's missing that would allow you to mourn. You see, when you can't mourn, then the brain floods you with dopamine chase. Look for the mother that you needed back in the past that would have given you the capacity to have an I, which would have given you in turn the capacity to mourn. You never got that. So search for a mother to give you the capacity to mourn. Go, go. So, but what are you doing? You're searching for symbols of mother. No pint of ice cream, no box of cookies, no material thing you buy, no winnings you get, no shopping kind of idea. Sale, no material, no symbol, no smoking, drinking, food, nothing that you associate that's something that can give you something to serve you or soothe you or comfort you. Nothing sort of representative of mother in a symbolic, unconscious, associative kind of manner can actually be mother in the past. But you're searching for mother in the past to give you the capacity to be able to go through a developmental process with her, where at the end of the developmental process you have your psychological birth, roughly 3 to 4, and it's your eyes there. So if you never got that, then you're in panic to get mother in the past. So that herein lies the confusion. You're not in the past. You can't get mother anymore. You're not in the nursery. You can't. It's past that critical time. All the wiring is laid in. You're jinxed. You're cursed. You're fated. There's your script. Your destiny. Your script. Okay. On this point, go to Gabe's Twilight Zone episode called Gabe's Story. Very important episode. I'm personally choosing that episode to be the number. I haven't finished the series yet, but up to this point, that's the best Twilight Zone episode. I haven't heard anybody mention it. I haven't heard anybody mention, let alone it being in anybody's top 10 or top 20 or 50 list. I've never seen anybody mention it. Unbelievable. It's clearly by far, to my mind, the best Twilight Zone episode called Gabe's Story. Your mission, submitted for your approval and consideration, choose to accept it, is to view that episode, Gabe's Story. It's only, 20 minutes? Whatever it is, 20, I forgot, 30, or it's either a half an hour, was it half an hour or an hour, one of those two, I forgot. Man, oh man, I could spend 10 hours talking about that episode alone, about the script. And we live in these two worlds. Man, oh man, so Gabe had a dysfunctional, self-defeating, repetitive. He was failed with the mother, so he recreated something inside of him, recreated the failure of the script. So there's kind of an invisible script in this other world. So he was saying, what the hell, why is my life such a failure? I feel jinxed, he said, he felt it. So then he met a personification, a symbol of the unconscious that's involved in his disappointments. So it's a teaching idea. So he would face the jumpsuit man. What are you doing? Why are you breaking the vase here? Why are you making me have these accidents and problems? I'm just following the script, man. I'm just doing my job, man. Don't blame me. Well, what script? What are you talking about? Well, I get a script that tells me what to do, and I do it. What the hell? Who wrote the script? Roxanne wrote the script. Well, take me to Roxanne. So you go, okay, Twilight Zone. Now you're entering into another dimension. Open the door. You're entering into another dimension. Time and space. Okay, go to the Rod Serling's hometown. They just put up a statue of Rod Serling with the door there. So we live in these two worlds. You go to the unconscious. Twilight zone means unconscious. So Gabe went to the unconscious. And he saw this magical kind of place. Then he finally found Roxanne. Hey, you're writing these daily scripts of disappointment for me. Stop it, please. I can't. I'm doing my job. I'm the script writer. Every day I gotta create some kind of variation of your template. Template? What are you talking about? I just follow the template. I just write daily versions of your template. What the hell? Well, don't worry, Gabe. I can tweak things a bit. I can make things more fun for you. I can do little things. No, I don't want the same dysfunctional pattern. I want to break free from this traumatic script, this template, and these variations that you're giving me. Well, you got to take it to the representative voice of the template. So enter the personified voice of the template. So the template voice says, look, you, Gabe, you created a template in your brain. What do you mean I created a template? Oh, yes, you did. You thought it was your job to save the mother. She hurt you, and you're going to be dysfunctional, to stay tied to her, to stay loyal to her. And how your way to stay tied to her was to do this convoluted, self-defeating, self-sabotaging manner to prove your loyalty. You created a template. That's you, and you get daily versions of it. So what are you complaining about? Well, I want to break free from this kind of thing. Look, it's not that easy. Look, I don't care. Let me break free. No, it's not that simple. Look, I mean, argument like this. So that means, did you reach the place where you're fed up with your dysfunctional pattern and you want something new? You want to say, you want to admit that isn't it bittersweet? Another Twilight Zone called One Life Furnished in Early Emotional Poverty. Go to the closing narration to another Twilight Zone episode entitled One Life Furnished in Early Poverty. One Life Furnished in Early Emotional Poverty. One of the best closing narrations from the Twilight Zone is that closing narration about isn't it bittersweet? So Gabe would have to say, isn't it bittersweet that I'm doing this? I'm dysfunctional, be tied to the mother. I thought I had to save her. I understood mother hurting me as her cry for love, that I should save her and fix her and cure her. And she didn't allow me to have my autonomy. She didn't allow me to be myself. I had to sacrifice it. So if I initiate, I have to fail to be loyal to her because she was using me. And she thought it was I thought it was my job to save her and fix her and cure her because she made me because maybe she thought she had to make me. She felt entitled to make me to be mothered because she herself was never mothered by her mother, so she had me to mother her. So I decided, okay, I'll sacrifice myself and I'll devote myself to pleasing you. But that's going to make anybody dysfunctional because you can't come from your feeling place, you got to come from a survival place. So if you do try to initiate something, it's got to fail because if you're successful, you break free from the mother. Mother said, you can't break free. You got to be tied to me. You got to be tied to the apron strings. So he was loyal and tied to mother's apron strings to prove his loyalty, to continue to protect her. Because Gabe thought, or any baby thinks, that their needs threaten the mother, bother the mother. Baby freaked out. My needs bother you, scare you? Because maybe the mother has an anniversary reaction. Maybe she's triggered of the memory that when she had an individuation, it was squashed in her. And now seeing the child have individuating needs, a budding beauty, a budding self, triggers it in her. She gets pain. And the way the mother dealt with the pain was due to the child what had been done to her. So the mother identifies the aggressor. Gabe's going to be her. She's going to be the mother. She's going to shame Gabe the way she had been shamed by her mother. So that's one way she's going to cope with the pain that's being triggered up by seeing Gabe have initiative. She's reminded the pain of when she had initiative. And then to deal with the pain, she imitates the mother and does what the mother did. So the mother was in a similar situation. She was freaking out, so she squashed it. Okay, this is symbolized in the Wicked Queen with eating the heart. So in Snow White, when the queen eats the heart, that's a symbol for take away your individuality. Don't be yourself, be tied to me. Play the song just recently played by the Roger Hodgson, the logical song. Please be a respectable, presentable vegetable. And then the guy says, who am I? Okay, so back to the Gabe story. So Gabe's story was facing this template, this deep, deep imprint that it was his job to save the mother, that he's tied there, he never got enough to leave her, so he was still hoping. He was still hoping that if he's going to stay dysfunctional, repeat the dysfunction. So dysfunction means if you do something, if you want to do something for yourself, okay, mother in your mind's going to freak out and crush you. So you panic and you fail and you stay tied to the mother. It's a trauma bond, you're tied there because you need mother. No baby would make it without a mother, so they got to accept this passive defeat. just stayed tied to the mother, tied to mother's apron. So he had a huge mother complex. He couldn't leave the mother. He couldn't leave the mother. Maybe Gabe, when he was a little boy, we can say the mother was demanding and clinging and needy, and there was no father around he could identify with to help him pull him away from the orbit of symbiotic orb, because the mother had symbiotic needs. The mother had a fusional symbiotic oneness needs, and turned to the baby to meet the missing oneness that the mother didn't get. So the baby's really stuck in a twisted tar pit of a negative symbiosis with the mother. And how do you get out of this kind of thing? So that's what that's the journey. He went into the unconscious role, twilight zone, another time and space, twilight zone. These things happen in the twilight zone. He's going to the twilight zone, and he's going to discover the repetitive script and the template that those repetitive scripts are based on. So he faced a template. There was a representative voice for the template, and he's fighting with this voice, and the voice is saying, look, this is deep imprint. You just can't leave like that. If you leave, you're going to feel existential pain. You're going to feel like you have no mother. You're going to be on your own with the memory of no mother loving you. Are you ready to be on your own with no memory of mother loving you? Are you sure you're really going to be on your own? It's difficult to live your life with no memory of a loving mother, and the only memory you have is a mother hurting you. And you're going to be on your own with no support in your mind, with no image of a breast soothing you in your mind. There's no support in your mind that to accept goodness, to allow goodness. You're going to really try to be on your own without any kind of memory support like that. I'm telling you, you can't do it. I'm not gonna. No, you can't break free from the template. He demanded him. All right. Finally, a long story short, he said, "Fine, good luck. Hell with you." I mean, the template guy was angry, meaning maybe it's the voice of the mother being angry. So his voice was sort of like the mother voice. What? You're not gonna serve me? You're not gonna take care of me? You're not gonna soothe me? You're gonna be on your own. Hell. So the voice. Maybe it might have been like the mother's voice, well, hell with you. Because the mother's saying, well, if I can't have you, didn't need you anyway. Sour grapes, get out of here. So anyway, that's what he wanted. He wanted to break free. And part of his speech there was, look, I'm already making mistakes. I'm already failing, but they're not my mistakes. They're the repetitive of the script. I'm just following this repetitive thing that I learned in childhood. Let me at least make new mistakes. At least they'll be my mistakes. At least I'll learn from my growing mistakes. Growing pain. Delayed. Better late than never. Let me start now, kind of thing. And so that's the story, like that Gabe's story. So the closing narration was, you may think that you're tied to some kind of script, some kind of negative story. It's up to you, dear friend, to grab the pen and write your own script. You are the author. You grab the pen. You grab the pen. Gabe grabbed the pen and he wrote his own script. Your own life. It's my life, kind of thing. Okay, play the song "Life in My Hands" by Santers, just played the other day. Very good song by the classic rock band Santers called "Life in My Hands." It's a bonus track from his best of CD. It's not on any of his regular CDs. Hard to find song, just found it. I might play another bonus. He had, Santers had two bonus tracks. One "Life in My Hands," another one called mostly instrumental, so maybe we'll play that other one. Okay, so there's various ways to think about this unconscious. So yesterday we talked about you got to go to the labyrinth, mini labyrinth, someday complex, Monday complex, guilt complex, all these mini labyrinths. Then you get to the Minotaur. Minotaur means the mother complex. Can you parse out your age to the mother and admit your mother failed you? And in your mind you have a condensation image of your rage, which sizzles and blends in with the mother image, and poof, you get a monster. Monsters of the id monsters, the beast within, the devil with them, the monster with them. It could be the guy with the horns. Typically, it's the guy with the horn. Enter another Twilight Zone episode called Howling Man. So the Howling Man, or the monster of the id, like that. It means unconscious, elementary base of the unconscious. Okay, when the baby's rage sizzles and rebounds in on himself, he's attacking himself because he's baby's rage and hostility. Mother, please, you're not meeting my needs. I'm scared. Mother, you're still not meeting my needs. I'm more scared. This goes on for a while. The final pathway of the baby's fear, shame, stress, tension, fear, build up, final pathway, woof, baby's in rage. So the baby's anger and fury is an SOS for love. And now he's into fantasy. Now he's into desperate fantasy. He's got to gobble up the breast, control the breast. He's got to manage this. He's got to get mother somehow. Now it's destructive. Mother blocks it. Mother says to the baby, you can't be angry. Who do you think you can't be angry? Whoa. So the baby's anger's got to go somewhere. Due to the fusion, baby doesn't know where it begins and ends, or the mother begins and ends. the anger is going to rebound on himself psychologically. Maybe he thinks he's attacking his mother, fighting with her, or crying to his mother, to himself, but it's struck him. But it is himself. It's within his body. His anger is swirling around. So take LIVE, rebounds around, EDIL, poof. Okay, guy with the horns, howling man, Satan, devil, guy with the horns. Those images in folklore and literature, okay, they're symbols of the baby's rage. Okay, monsters of the head. In the Howling Man, like the scriptwriter listed various versions this image can take throughout literature, history, all throughout history, literature, folklore, and fairy tales, the myths. Okay, Ahriman, what's the other one? Bilabai, all these kind of, it's the same thing. The baby's rage, zip, poof, a monster. Because the monster is some impression of the mother, like a blurry breast, but his rage takes the breast makes the breast be angry and wants to gobble it because the baby's gobbling it. If the baby's in a rage, the mother's in a rage. The baby wants to take him, the mother wants to take him. In the primary imitation of the baby, it's pre-linguistic, pre-verbal, it's some kind of beta elements they call it, it's just some kind of sizzling, dotting kind of thing. And things can flip-flop and shape-shift. They're more Alice in Wonderland, myths and fairy tales, dream world like that. No unconscious logic, it's erratic and wild. Hall of mirrors, house of mirrors, this can poof to that can mean that can blend with that can change to that can mean that, in verse. It's all topsy-turvy. So the baby's rage at the mother, rebounding in, okay, destructive, poof, destructive on himself, howling man. Usually it's the guy with the horns, Minotaur. Okay, so it's not developed. Minotaur is like half human, half animal, because the person's not developed, means undeveloped. It's a survival animal, survival, like it hasn't even fully. The mother's not loving in a fully human way. The baby isn't developed, so the half means he's not developed. He's supposed to develop, he's meant to develop, he's not developed, so they put the half after Chimera idea. That's a very good album by Delirium, Chimera, by the way. We'll play a few songs in there. Go check out Delirium. We have 4 songs by the band Delirium on our soundtrack. I think 2 of them come from that Chimera album, Self-Saboteur and Truly. And After the Fall, is it the Fall or After the Fall, one of those was. The other one called, the one by Jail as the guest vocalist. That's the 4th one. Okay, let's talk about Delirium. I'm telling you, the soundtrack's incredible. I'm really excited about the soundtrack to 1001, Windmills of the Mind. Delirium, we got 4 from Delirium, from Anshel, Sanders, of course, Beatrice Deer, a lot of indigenous singers, Willie Mitchell. And when I say Willie Mitchell, I mean the one who sings Call of the Moose, Birch Bark Letter, Promised You a Song. Recently we played his, the one about the mind one, and songs from all around the world. Recently from Turkey, Brazil, Peru, Zaz from France, Germany, Ketche Epstein, who does our theme song, a German cover of Windmills of the Mind, and songs from all over the place. I'm trying to get songs from every country, every genre. Got a little bit of opera, not too much. I want to get more opera in there. We discussed La Traviata about a month ago. Check that one out, interesting story, La Traviata. Oh, and the one in the background here, Tracy Bone, the Ojibwe singer. Got 2 songs by Miss Bone there. Tracy Bone, Ojibwe. Okay, so where are we here? So the baby's meant to be embodied, and in normal development, if he maintains his sense of I, his real self I, the self of the I, the core self I, the real self I, true self, whatever you want to call it, ontological self, feeling self. Okay, so you have a wide range of feelings, needed feelings, pleasant feelings, joy, sadness are mainly there, interest, curiosity. Okay, now because you're healthy, that means your heart is with the body. So in intimacy, in relationship, the heart's with the body. So there'll be affection, tenderness, calmness, and a pleasant, warm, shared intimacy like that. Because you have an I, you recognize the other person's I. There's eye-to-eye mutuality, natural state of affairs, mutuality. So there's like creative play, fun play. It's a delightful thing like that. You're not in your own solipsistic little narcissistic little bubble. Today, quote I want to read today was I want to do a preview of a quote from Miss Holmes about these 1-year-old at some kind of daycare thing. You have these 1-year-olds. They didn't play with each other. They just played with their own little toys, she said. But when they became around 2, post 18 months, then they started interacting with each other. So in group therapy, she said everyone has a little mind story, some narcissistic bubble like a toilet. Their toy was their own little personal story. So we'll get to that quote there. Yesterday, I posted a quote from Lucy Holmes from her book called Women in Psychoanalysis. Out of my zone, I'm not a shrink. I made a huge, long, lengthy disclaimer about trying to comment on women's psychology. So I just directly posted a quote of hers from chapter 5 of her book. And I want to do a preview of chapter 7. Oh, you know what's funny? I forgot something yesterday. There was a lot of noises. I was in a busy restaurant, a lot of people passing by. Something I forgot when I hung up the phone yesterday. Oh, son of a gun, I forgot a key point. Maybe I should do it now before I forget again. And then we'll go back. Well, let's tidy up the Twilight Zone a little bit. So Gabe's story, that's your mission for this video. Gabe's story. So we want to. So dysfunction means you're tied there, your loyalty there. Now when there's trauma, you repeat. That means you're living in the past, dwelling in the past. Repetition compulsion means you're still in the past. Repetition compulsion means you're still in this painful place where you did get mother's love. You're in pain. The pain makes you repeat because that part of the brain doesn't know time. Iguanas don't know time. That part of the brain doesn't know time. That 300 million year old part of us, okay, the survival brain, the automatic nervous system, the amygdala, the brainstem, the top of the spine, that whole system looks like Janov likes to call it the salamander brain. Some people call it the frog brain or the shark brain, or I'm calling it the iguana brain. At the park recently, we saw some monitor lizards. They're really funny little characters. They look like baby alligators or baby crocodiles. Very passive creatures. They were on the shore like that. Monitor lizards. Crocodile brain alligator. So that's just a nickname for that part of the brain that only cares about survival. There's no love and feeling with those creatures. So when the feeling self, the budding beauty, where we feel real and alive, called the soul and the body and the eye like that. Okay. In normal development, when we have it with us, then we're in the present and we can have basic pleasure and interest and curiosity, not at someone's expense. Okay. You have what's called Freudenfreude. Okay. Pleasure in your growth and happiness and pleasure in another person's growth and happiness. So the natural thing is Freudenfreude. Okay, love, yesterday Aristotle said, love is, I want you to just be yourself, be who you're meant to be who you are. This love is like. So you can allow that kind of, you're not using someone as a symbolic breast for narcissistic supply and symbolic for missing mother supply. You're not shaming them to communicate that your mother shamed you. You're not still in this battle with the mother, transferring the battle into the present, using people in the present in a staging theater-like manner to replay a new edition of the past to the present, because you're still in the past, living in the past, dwelling in the past, lingering in the past, present still the past, presence recreation of the past, reenactments of the past, new editions of versions, uncanny familiar resemblance of the past, analogies of the past. You're still in the present, just creating new versions of the past. Yes, you understand the presence of the present, but emotionally, your motivation, your drive, your feeling, your need, your process, your unborn trying to get mother's love, that's all covertly in the present. It's still the past. So you transfer the past to the present, or another way of saying it is that the limbic brain doesn't know time, so all time is that time. You're in the present, your conscious knows the present, but your puppet master with them, okay, the organ grinder, we're the monkey, the organ grinder, not the monkey, the organ grinder, the puppet master doesn't know time, so all time is that time. But yes, the monkey, the puppet knows. Not a perfect metaphor there. So our cortex knows time, but our survival brain, the limbic system, doesn't know time, and the trauma takes place in that survival brain. The imprint, the body knows, the body keeps the score, the body keeps the tally, mysteriously between what happens to us, and it goes to the body. Every body tells a story, 2 words. Every unconscious. It's in the body now. It's like somebody likes to say that your body's the unconscious, basically. So it's in the brain, body, of course, the whole system. We don't know it. It's some kind of neural wiring kind of thing. So it's laid down. It's imprint. Back to Gabe's story. Template, kaplunk. It's a stenciling. Curse, jinx, fate. That's what he said. I'm jinxed here. Well, he means there's a neural circuit. Human connections lead to neural connections. The interpersonal leads to the intrapsychic. That's what we're dealing with, right? In ancient times, people didn't understand this, so they thought geez, some kind of, I don't know, the gods did this to me or something. No. You record what happens to you by the relationship that you have with your mother. You record it. It's your understanding of yourself and the world. The mother is the world. Prototype of the world is imprinted in yourself in relation. And so you understand yourself and you make deep existential conclusions about yourself and the world and how you cope with it. Now you have to cope with it by freezing up your soul. Okay, Urthoposamus core gets pulled down, chasm image, okay, sarcasm, angry, okay, swoon for the pain. Pin goes on the collar, emotional body goes down. Psychic splitting, either or. You can't understand, you need heaven, you need a loving mother, but if she hurts you, poof, there's a monster. So either or, goddess and demon. So psychic splitting. Okay, so freeze up the soul, pin in the collar or the numbing or the swoon, Dickinson calls it. You're angry at the mother, rebounds in. Okay, enter Berger's theory, the baby's got to sugarcoat this. He can't be passive and feel his own anger attacking himself, called the internal saboteur, the internal tormentor, inner critic. Take your pick, the rejecting object, something inside of you, some kind of memory of your mother rejecting you, and you're enraged, and you poof, and now you got a monster attacking you basically, and you can't feel that pain. So enter the mechanism known as psychic masochism. The baby's a genius, he figures a way to sugarcoat it. That's a major crime in the psyche. Okay, the pain is going on. So he's got to be manic, rescue stage, quote-unquote rescue station, or quote-unquote confession to a lesser crime, or pseudo-aggression. He's got to be manic, chase for mother, to have the hope. And in that mode, you blip up some oxytocin, serotonin, that you're safe and loved, and you feel important, the mother's going to love you. Then the pain goes back. Pain comes up, chase, dopamine chase for the hope, pain goes back. Pain comes up, chase, dopaminergic mind, dopaminergic brain, dopamine for the chase. Dopamine means go, anticipation, get mother. So you feel important, you're going to get mother, you're autocratic, you're going to do it, you're going to get mother, so you're important, you're active, you're not going to be a passive victim to your mother, you're going to be active, you're going to do something about it, so you're active, that's dopamine, and the thing you're chasing for, which is symbol of mother, it's going to trigger the time when you did have mother, and that old fantasies of when you did have mother, the chasing for the symbol is an ersatz, or pseudo, or fake, or an imaginary, delusional mother, okay, and that just doesn't trigger anything. Ullman and Paul call it an ATM, addictive trigger mechanism. You're trying to find something to trigger. You're trying to trigger yourself. When you reach for the cigarette, you're trying to trigger yourself that you're one with the mother. So if you can trigger to yourself that you were one with the mother, you're going to blip up the good old days of when you were one with the mother, even if it was just in the uterus. And in the uterus, the babies felt oceanic ecstasy, blissful euphoria, unio mystica, this participation mystique, this blissful heavenly garden of Eden Shabbalashem. So you're safe and you're loved. If you can blip up the good old days of the paradise, safe and loved, then of course if you feel safe and loved, you're not in stress mode. So the cortisol adrenaline goes back and you pushed up enough serotonin, oxytocin that's above the stress one. But it's above briefly, then it goes down again. The stress is always higher. In trauma, the stress is too high. So in trauma, the set points in the brain of stress, adrenaline, dopamine are too high, and the loved one, oxytocin, and serotonin for pleasure and safety and pleasure, it's too low. But so you go back to the uterus, blip it up. It's just a momentary blipping up, so you don't feel the stress because the love and the safety outweigh it like that, like a scale thing. Miss Lemke teeter. I don't like her teeter-totter thing. Forget that. I tried it for a while. It just doesn't work for me. This teeter-totter thing. If you want more about dopamine, you can check out Miss Lemke on YouTube with her teeter-totter thing. I don't find that helpful. I feel like it's too blurry somehow. It's missing something. Superficially, in a very limited manner, it makes sense, but it misses the broader. I'm sticking with what I'm trying to say here. So I'm going with Janoff's point. So the Janoff says the set points of trauma is that you're in stress, fear, right? Baby's fear. So in the stress response, the mother's dangerous. You gotta run. Fear, stress. You need stress to fear. You need energy to run. Fear. Okay, now, when the fear builds up too much, is anger. So fear and anger are there. So that's adrenaline and stress. And then related to it is the dopamine, because you got to chase for mother to make you safe. So when you're scared, you want to run for mother, but mother's hurting you. Run for mother, but mother's hurting you. Now you're an emotional love fugitive from the love that you seek. You're a fugitive from the love that you seek. Okay, that's a line from the Richard Kimball show. The character. There's a TV show called The Fugitive, played by a guy named Jansen, David Jansen. Did I get that right? And he played a character, a doctor guy named Richard Kimball. And so it's a the whole series is a metaphor that this doctor was innocent, but the justice system was chasing him, thinking he was guilty. He wasn't. It was a metaphor. So he's always running, and you see him running down the road. The narrator says in the background, "There goes Richard Kimball." You think the road's his home, do you? Richard Kimball is a fugitive from the justice that he seeks. He's seeking justice, but the justice is chasing him. If the thing doesn't make sense cognitively, it's irrational. He's a superhero. In every episode, he saves everybody. He's a star hero, saves everybody. He even saves the life of the guy chasing him. He saves his wife. He saves his children. The guy's still chasing him. So it's psychotic. That means that it's an unconscious. It's a symbolic of an unconscious, irrational thing, because that guy chasing him was psychotic, delusional, irrational. That just means something in your mind is like that. He's a personified image of something in the mind that's always chasing him. Okay, that's your mother and your own anger chasing you. The chase was meant to reach mother, but it blocked you chasing yourself. But when you chase yourself, it turned to anger mode, and the anger is destructive now. So that's what's chasing you. You're running away from the love that you seek. Richard Kimball is a fugitive from justice you seek. Okay, that's code for what's going on with the baby. The baby wants mother's love, but mother hurts him. Now he's going to run away from the love that he seeks. So we're all like fugitives, emotional love fugitives, love hunger, love craving, love starving. So in the chase, you're going to be you're escaping, but you're in chase mode. Okay, you have a hope. You have to hope for the justice, right? You have to hope for safety. So in the dopamine for the chase, you look for some kind of hope. So as long as there's some kind of hope. Now this kind of hope we mean like an unreal hope. Martha Stark calls it relentless hope, or unreal, relentless hope. We're talking about that kind of hope. A hope whereby something you get, some material, something you buy, that kind of hope. It's a symbol of mother. You think it's mother. You psychotically, like the guy in the desert, so thirsty, something inside. He needs water, so he hallucinates the waste of the water, right? So when something's inside that's very intense, it blurps out, right? So if the guy in the desert is starving and all that, and they're thirsty like crazy, he might imagine water because he needs it so much. Okay, that's a pretty close approximation of what seems to be. And the other version of that is the paranoid. If the monster is attacking you, and people are prejudiced because something's unknown triggers the original unknown, then you're projecting your own monster onto someone else, triggered by someone being unknown to you. Mother was unknown to you, but when the mother was unknown to you, that became a monster of the id. Now that's inside of you, so strong. So you see it out on other people. That's the paranoid dynamic of the prejudice and the paranoia, like that. So it's something you need, you can project, like the water or the paranoid. So anyways, on the prejudice topic, go to the quote, "We're apt to be down on what we're not up on." Because we're not up on, if something's unfamiliar to you, not up on it. Someone speaks another language, well, that's trigger, click, click, bing, 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 Pavlovian's bell. It triggers the original unknown. Mother was unknown to you. You didn't expect mother to hurt you, and you pooped her into a monster. It's mainly your rage, actually. And your rage is your mother? Whoa, monster is your mother? What the hell? So something in the present unknown to you, click, can trigger that. And it's so strong inside, you project it. So something inside is so strong, you project it. It's the paranoid dynamic, or the need dynamic, the oasis with the water one. Okay, so in an analogous, or a variation of it is, or a version of it, or a milder, general, common version of this, is that when you reach for the cookies or ice cream or whatever, or the food, the thing you want to buy, something on sale, go get it. The advertiser said it's durable, reliable. So they describe products in something that's analogous to the mother. It's durable, you can trust it. You know it, it's safe, it's not going to break down, it's there for you. You can always turn to it, durable, guaranteed, safe, on sale, you're special, important. If you come here, you're important. If you come to this muffler shop, you're a somebody. There's a famous commercial from long ago as a child I saw. If you come to our muffler shop, you're a somebody. So you feel important, so you can think you're a somebody. That's your identity, so you need an identity to feel important, and you need a hope for mother. So that's the hope we're looking for, right? So that's the chase mode. So you still have an identity, you're important, and you're going to find mother, and everything's going to be okay. Now, so in the chase mode, you feel excited, you're important, because you're doing it, you're important, you're autocratic, you're going to do it, you're going to make it happen, you're chase mode, you're important, like that. Now, the second part is the mother. So, since you need a good mother, you're going to project the good missing good breast onto whatever symbol that you can make an unconscious or conscious associative link. So mother's supposed to be sweet and soothing. So you think, wait a minute. There's a sale, yogurt's on sale, go get the yogurt. Natural, yeah, go get the yogurt. It's psychotic. Your cortex gives you cover because you can't know the truth. You can't know that you have these wild projections. You can't know that you project this need for mothers. Or the wine one. Oh, stimulating fluid, stimulating liquid. Okay, wine. Breast milk is supposed to be stimulating. You can't consciously think that. So your cortex gives you cover. The cortex, rationalization, justification. So our cortex is pulled in to provide cover. Beliefs, excuses, flim-flamming, duplicity, lies, play the song Lying to Myself by David Cassidy. Oh, lucky today. Today's a Monday, yeah. There's no event here today. Today's a Monday afternoon. Yeah, great, okay, lucky. It won't be like this. This is, I think the peak tourist season is going to start pretty soon here. Or whatever it is, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a treat to come here. I have to take the sky train. You can see it there. Oh, there's the sky train. I remember when Inside Out, the film Inside Out 2 was on the sky train. I was so excited. I spent several videos talking about Inside Out 2. Go to roughly June and July of 2024. I regard the director, Pete Docter, as a bit of a soul doctor for doing that, for giving us emotional one-on-one literacy. Because the feeling self, that's the feeling self. And when they were zooped away with trauma, the survival stuff came on. Fear and anger ran the console. Pitiful life to always have fear and anger. Jungle, fear, anger, jungle, fear, anger. That's a pitiful state. So finally, Joey and Sadness came back, and then they could take a backseat kind of. We've evolved to the feeling self, loving self. We've evolved to, it took us millions and upon tens of millions or whatever it is, hundreds of millions, billions, I don't know, maybe billions of years to evolve to the Homo sapien. But we're traumatized from the past 10,000 years, but we're still Homo sapien. We're Homo traumicus. Berger calls us Homo masochisticus. Homo economicus, short sellicus. Take your pick. We're a traumatized version of ourselves. Okay, according to the Forbidden Planet film, that was 10,000 years ago, right? Star Trek had an episode, they said 6,000 years. I've heard 5,000, I've heard 8,000, 9, 10. Most people go with 10,000 years ago. We became a traumatized version of ourselves, and there's a whole 7-hour video on this transition from village to pillage and predator tolerant to prejudice. This dynamic. Okay, so you've got a surplus of food, panic, okay, more, okay, I can't do it now. Let's save it for another time. We have a video called the 40, now it's 49, right? The 49 symptoms of Homo traumicus, the as above, so below dynamic. There's a lot of material there. Man, oh man, we include films and a lot of quotes in there. It's an interesting topic. So our outer behavior is a reflection of our inner state, what happened to us. Right? So if mother plundered you, might, things like that. Like if mother plundered your home, your inner home, your body, you might plunder outwardly. So the plundering outwardly is a reflection that we were plundered inwardly. Okay, if we were given emotional poverty, then you feel guilt and debt. You put others guilt and debt to reflect your inner poverty, emotional poverty, others in poverty. You feel guilt, debt, put others in debt, guilt. Now it's sort of the nature of the pillage and plunder. Now you greed. Now in the gobbling mode, because you need mother, you're going to gobble the planet. So now play the song by Rick Emmett called Big Lie. We're destroying the planet as fast as we can. Okay, we're plundering the planet for a quick buck. We're just in the gobbling mode because we didn't get the nurturance with the mother, the breast time, the feeding time, the proper time. It's not just about milk. It's a dynamic. It's a relational dynamic called the rhythm of safety, where the baby and the mother are one, skin to skin, natural feeding, loving gaze, continuous skin to skin. Baby sleeps on the belly. There's even grooves there. Baby nurses when he wants to nurse. Mother's in bed for 4 to 5 months, basically. They don't separate. There's constant contact. And then at 4 to 5 months, the baby crack hatches out of the egg, the psychological egg. It's kind of like a womb-like thing. No one's doing it, right? I don't think many people are doing it. So a lot of babies are not getting the proper maternal absorption, introjection, internalization, identification, taking in. Baby's supposed to have in the mind what they call a soothing interject, the holding interject, the internalized good object. That's the background, that's the back atmosphere to accept goodness, to allow goodness. There's some kind of floor there or that you can recognize goodness, because you had goodness, you can recognize goodness. That's missing when the mother hurts the baby and fails the baby. And the plunder system makes traumatized to plunder. And then that reflects our traumatized state. And then we plunder to reflect our traumatized state. So we're in this negative cycle. We're greedy. And so we cover pollution and all the rhetoric and tricks. It's too triggering, that topic. So 99% of the material we do here is just the psychoanalysis theories. So I'm not a shrink, I'm just finding quotes, sharing it with the hope that 1 out of 10 will be of interest. Maybe I'll just skip back to yesterday, so before I forget. So Lucy Holmes, interesting author, she wrote 3 books. The Internal Triangle, like the memory of you and your parents in your mind, how that affects you. The better one, the one that I like, is called it's about repetition compulsion. It's called Wrestling with Destiny. See, if you have a repetitive script and you're doing it again and again, it's like you got to wrestle with this destiny. You got to wrestle with your traumatic script. She means it that way. So wrestling with so back to Gabe's story. You got to face this traumatic script. You got a lantern. You need vision. You need a thread, some discrimination, a reflective capacity. Okay, enter the quote from Diderot from 1800 something. The world is a spiritual kindergarten, and we're all bedazzled infants trying to spell the word understanding with the wrong blocks. So these quotes here are an attempt to find the blocks. So we're brainstorming here, looking for the right blocks, looking for the pieces of the puzzle. No perfect answer here. We're trying to formulate, construct, and now know what we couldn't have known, so we can then feel what we couldn't have felt. Psychoanalysis looks for the blocks, or another way of saying it, psychoanalysis looks for an egg in a basket, or the blocks that's missing. Psychoanalysis looks for an egg in a basket that's missing. So weave the basket, find the blocks, weave the basket and the egg, the potential might come back. The basket is the cognitive ideas, and it may make it safe to allow a feeling to come back. That's the egg, the potential, the return of yourself, your budding beauty, and you can birth again. So Janoff likes to say, well, the death of the old, false, narcissistic self is the birth of new life, like the rebirth motif. That's a common one, right? So we have a defensive structure in the mind to keep away the pain. And part of the defensive structure is to chase. So either you chase for the hope, or you, in your anger, in your talionic anger, where you are the mother, you treat everybody the way they would have treated you. Okay? And that's like showing up the mother, so you treat everybody the way they treated you. It's called talionic feeling, talionic revenge. So you're always angry by doing to others what your mother did to you. It's a form of anger to imitate the mother, as if to say to the world, look at what my mother did to me. I become her. She was negative towards me. So in your talionic feeling, the talionic feeling just means identification with the grad. I think people are confused with that. Talionic feeling, narcissist can clarify that for me a little bit. The talionic feeling, or the talionic impulse, talionic revenge, okay, this idea just means when there's so much pain, what happens is the baby can't take being passive victim to the mother. So click, he makes the Faustian deal, the Faustian bargain, the Faustian call, okay, identification with the aggressor. Identification with the aggressor. Okay, Sandra Frenzy's term, 1920 something, identifies with the aggressor. Now the baby's gonna act like the mother. He sells his soul. So, Man, oh man, the ads on the SkyTrain, what a diversity. There's some beautiful artwork sometimes, or some travel ads, some nice nature scenes. Then there'll be like a promo for some horror film, like some gruesome, extremely violent, shocking, disturbing kind of film. One of them just passed by. I prefer the artistic and the nature ones in the Disney film. I'll take the kids' ads anytime. My goodness. See, if someone's trying to scare you, that the people doing this trying to say that they were scared. They want to scare you to communicate that they were scared. If someone tries to induce a feeling in you, the person doing it is trying to say they feel that sometimes. Called protective identification, one of our threads. Okay, let's back up a sec. So the baby's born with a budding beauty, the feeling self, symbolized by the feminine, the moon, the yin. So since they call it feminine, they put a princess. So look in the fairy tale, the princess morphs into a bird and flies away, morphs into a fox, runs away, etc. Or the princess, the earthly perception gets pulled down, like in the Greek myth. And you see the chasm, pull down, chasm, sarcasm, now you're going to be angry. Because the anger is a cry for love, because mother hurt you, and so you cry for love. Sarcasm is a cry for love. All forms of anger and hostility and prejudice, etc. are forms of cries for love. Everything is love or a cry for love. Whatever form the anger is, okay, even envy is still a cry for love. Even envy is still ultimately, if you trace it back, shall I compare you to an onion? When you layer it back, it's still a cry for love. At some point, the source point was the baby wanted mother's love. Tension, block, fear, anger. When it's destructive, it turns around and it's destructive. But still from the love line to cry for love. So even the howling man is a symbol that you want to cry for love. Now if you can't see goodness, it's too painful, it means you wanted it. It's a reaction formation. You needed it so much. Okay, that's another one, right? Okay, that's okay. That's a kids one. What a difference! You got this nice kids film, like Bambi or something. I don't know, I didn't see it. Versus the one I saw before. Man, oh man, when I watched Inside Out 2, it was 40 minutes of high def 3D vibratory, booming, shocking horror sounds from the ads and previews of other films, and man, oh man, it's tiring stuff. I'd say if you're going to see a film nowadays, well, at least for myself, if I'm ever going to go back to the theater, I'm going to be 40 minutes late to skip all that stuff. Man, oh man. Let's type some loose ends here. I've got some loose ends here. So number one, let's tidy up the opening premise here. We're born with a budding beauty, symbolized like the princess. The baby says to himself, it's as if the baby says to himself, dear major part of me, dear feelings part of me, dear within me, real part of me, I can't protect you, mother's too dangerous. I gotta be devoted to survival. I can't live in love. So please, symbolize as a princess, morph into a bird and fly away. Go, I know not whither. Don't tell me where you're going. At midlife, I'll recognize what happened and I'll look for you at midlife. I'll do the hero's journey at midlife and we'll come and we'll reunite. That's the marriage and the fairy tale. We'll reunite. I'll reunite feminine, masculine. We'll reunite. But in the meantime, I cannot have you here. This mother's too dangerous. And I gotta perish, it's survival here. I can't live in love and feel and live the quote-unquote human side to be human. My ontological self, my eye, my blue jay, my morning, tenderness, effect. I can't do all that stuff. I can't make apology. I might not even have gratitude. I might have entitlement. I might not have any kind of gratitude or ability to apologize, make an I statement. I can't even be honest. I gotta lie all the time. I'm a survival mode. So I can't feel or trust. I can't share you. That's honesty. You're pure honest. You're honest. You're my honesty. I can't have my honesty here. I gotta lie because I'm in survival mode. So I gotta be in constant flim-flammery, double talk, lie mode to protect myself from the monster. I can't ever show vulnerability. So vulnerability me, soul of me, princess of me, please morph into a bird and fly away. Go, take off. Okay, so now the budding beauty, his emerging self. So there's a hole, like a hole in the person. That's what the chasm image is about. Emma Dickinson says this is psychic pain. She calls it a pain so utter. Swallow step to step. Then the person's going to go into a swoon. So the brain's going to flood you with endorphins. It's a numbing, spongy, numbing, drunk-like feeling. So you're going to be kind of in a stupor. You're going to be kind of numb. You're not going to know the pain. It's a Novocaine, I don't know, some kind of internal pharmacy that makes you numb to the pain. So now you're in a swoon. You can't be there. There's a hole there. There's a metaphorical psychic emptiness there, but there's a swoon there. So like she said, you're going to go around it or across it, above it, or you can't be there. Your soul can't be there. All you got is this swoon-like thing. So you always got to go around it. You can't face it. You can't admit it. It's a black hole like that, so you got to always go around and swoon. So you got like a bridge over and you can't Maybe you can cross over the bridge or something, but don't jump on it or something. So that's number one, right? So baby sends away the soul. Okay, the swoon. Okay, the swoon. Another verse of the swoon is the pin goes on the collar. In trauma, the pin goes on the collar. The metaphor means that under the collar, the emotional body goes flat. The jargon is called flat affect. That's like a swoon. It's synonymous with the swoon idea. Flat affect. Back to ancient Greece. That was called athymolexia. No feelings for your words. Look at that, eh? Nowadays, people say alexithymia. No words for your feelings. Take your pick on it. So that's the first thing that happens. Soul flies away. Okay, pin in the collar and the swoon. Okay, number three. Baby has to organize the chaos with the mother and into goddess and demon, and in correspondence to part mother being a goddess, part mother being a demon, in his self part representations in two paired units. Part mother is a monster, part self shame, no good, defective, unworthy, unlovable, all that stuff, huh? And the mother's a goddess. Well, the imagination of the mother be goddess, you're special, chosen, beautiful, perfect, lovely, love, bliss, all that stuff. So you got these relational units like that. So this is either or. So mother's goddess, demon, and you yourself, you're going to be special, or you're totally no good, or you're special, perfect, stuff like that. This is exaggerated like that. So the baby's trying to organize his understanding of the mother and himself. The mother's two, so he's kind of like quote-unquote two like that. It's called psychic splitting. It leads to either or thinking, because the baby can't understand that the mother is loving and hurting him. What the hell? Baby expects paradise. Baby expects just paradise in the beginning. Mother's hurting him. Okay, wait a minute. He's in shame now. He's defective. He's in shame. Okay, burning, biting feeling. Hell means shame. Hell is a metaphor for the emotion of shame. So he's in hell, meaning he feels shame. When people say he's in hell, it means he feels shame. Shame is a burning, biting feeling. Okay, so now he's in hell like that. And the mother's a monster. But the monster is mostly his rage of the mother, attacking himself. Now every time he had a feeling that was repressed, those are the tormented souls in Dante's. So he can't feel, he got the tormented souls and this ghost-like, haunted-like feeling like. So now you feel haunted because your feeling can't be there. It's a ghost of the lost feeling, suppressed feeling, denied feeling. Those are the ghosts of the tormented souls in your own psyche. That's the hell idea. Yeah, so the baby, so that's sad stuff, right? When the mother hurts the baby, he feels like he's in hell like that. And the mother is mainly his own rage. Can you believe it? The baby's sense of his mother is mainly his rage. The mother's not that dangerous, but his rage is rebounding in on himself. He's more dangerous to himself than the mother was, kind of thing. So that's why you got the guy with the horns, okay? The guy with the horns, the devil guy with the horns and the tail and all that stuff, the whole get-up, right? That's his rage. That's mostly his rage. And it's kind of like it wants to, like in the Hansel and Gretel, the wicked, evil queen witch wants to gobble him up or eat him up like that. Well, that's the same kind of thing. So that just reflects the shame. He's in rage, and he wants to take in. So the mother wants to take him in. So it's a confused, painful situation to feel like that your mother wants to gobble you up. No, you were in rage and desperation to absorb in the mother, but it was blocked. So it's kind of like you're attacking yourself. That's why it's called the internal saboteur, internal tormentor, internal devil, demon within, monster within, monster within. It's mainly your rage. It's your own anger like that. So now the baby has two things going on: a sense of himself like that, and the mother so the hell side, and then the delusional hope side that he's special. No, I'm special. Mother's a goddess. So he's got to maintain this split kind of thing. So that's the hope, the chase. He's got to feel important, chase. He's special. Okay, the wine is his blissful mother. All he's doing is triggering the good old days to blip up the chemistry that pushes back the pain. Now he's dopamine, chase. Now he's manic depressive. The manic as a defense against the pain he's really feeling. He's numb to it, but he's still feeling, even though he's numb to it, but he's still feeling it, and that's what's pushing him. The manic is chasing. So this is so soul flies away, pin in the collar of the swoon. Either or thinking, anger rebounds in. Pain, baby's got a little bit sugar coated, but the pain is still there. So that means the sugar side of the coating of the pain, the sugar is the hope to trigger the good feelings of the past. So when Berger says he's going to sugarcoat the pain, okay, play the song by Pat Benatar, Love and pain are the same in the eyes of an abused child. Okay, play the song by Smokey Robinson, a guy named Smokey Robinson, a song called Ain't That Peculiar? How is it that flowers can grow through rain, but love grows through pain? What the hell? Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. The hope, John F. calls it the hope-a-doper, hope-a-doper, I forgot which one. So he's got to chase in the hope, that triggers the good old days, and for a moment he can blip up over and above the set points, oxytocin and serotonin, so he feels more loved and safe than pain. But it goes down again. The pain comes up. So he's got to hop up, he's got to blip up the good ones to feel it's greater than the painful ones. But that's a temporary blipping thing. It's not just blipping it up like that. Okay, it's not. There's no gremlins hopping on. I don't know. I don't like this lump case gremlins idea with the pain one. The set point is consistent. If anything, come to think of it, if anything, it's kind of like it's the opposite. The gremlins are kind of high all the time, and you need some happy, angelic characters, and you want them to pile up. But they go away, they fly away. You want them to come back, they fly away. You want them to come back, they fly away. Maybe like that. You want the angelic feelings to be higher than the painful ones. I think that for me personally, that makes a little more sense like that. Yeah, that's why it's considered addictive. That's why it's always go mode, manic mode, chase, dopamine, go, go. You don't enjoy anything. So even in dopamine, when you get something, okay, you buy the fancy new car, you get something. For a minute, you feel okay. Okay, and there's a practical, physical thing, and and you feel important. So for a little while, you're gonna feel important, status. You got power, identity. People give you narcissistic supply. Admire, ooh, look at your car. Ooh, you must be. So for a little while, you get some chemistry like that, and that's what people are chasing for. Okay, but that's the blipping thing. It's not a permanent thing. It's not the wiring of mother loving you. It's a narcissistic blipping phenomenon. Feeling important, and maybe you're going to get a lot, because if you have the fancy car, you feel important. What about the love part? Well, if I drive a fancy exotic car, maybe a girl will love me, and maybe that girl will be so beautiful, I'll think she's my mother. I'll have a fantasy that she's the woman of all women, my mother. And so from the baby's point of view, the mother's the woman of all women. So if he marries a super pretty, maybe she's the woman of all women, the model, and maybe that'll be like the mother. No, impossible. No pretty girl in the present is mother in the past. These are all fantasy ideas, fantasies. He's looking for fantasy. So that's why we're plundering the planet for a quick buck. The fantasies is the plundering, the gobbling to push back the pain, gobble to push back the pain, and so on. That's just one theory about the self-devouring society. Rabbit is up to tricks. Joy Harjo's clip, a poll or whatever. And then the final layer of the cake is the cortex is pulled in, your 10 PhDs are pulled in to create some rationalization, flim-flammery, duplicity, false logic, pseudo-logic, to fool yourself, to make you unaware, to say it's okay, to fool you, and not know what you're doing. So you're doing it, but you don't want to know that you're doing it. You don't want to know that when you reach for the freezer and look for the frozen treat, that you're not physically hungry, but you're feeling lonely and unloved, and the memory of being mother not soothing you and giving you her sweetness and her comfort and soothing, the memory's coming up. Search for Sybil the mother. Open the freezer. Where's Sybil the mother? Where are you, Sybil? Where are you, Sybil? You don't want to think about this. So your cortex says, well, I had a hard day at work, nothing wrong. That frozen treat, there aren't too many chemicals in it, so it's okay, so go for it. So you say something to make it okay to yourself. Just called rationalization, because you got to lie to yourself to protect the hope. Lie to yourself to protect the hope, because the hope gives you, it blips up the positive chemistry, which pushes back the painful chemistry. Lie to yourself to protect the hope, because the hope chases positive chemistry, the positive chemistry pushes back the painful chemistry. You need the lie to protect the hope. If you confront the lie, then you might not go along with that fake hope. Then you might feel the pain. So you need the lie to give. See, the person needs the lie. The person needs to lie to themselves to keep the hope, to push back the pain. Man, oh man, there's a song lyric in there somewhere. I wish I could I wish I had musical skills. I'd read a song. Sweetest surprise. Should we play the song "Lying to Myself"? I can. It's not. That song, oddly enough, is not copyrighted. I could play that one. Should we play that new Rick Sanchez song? Oh, hang on. Before I forget, before we do that, because that's one loose end. The many defense mechanisms that babies adopt, and the repetition compulsion to keep away the pain. So we're in manic mode to keep away the pain. That's the positive side of it all, right? The other side of it all, in the Faustian deal, back to the Faustian deal one, you are angry at your mother. So you're going to treat others the way your mother treated you in your attempt to find the story, to communicate your story. You don't know your mother shamed you, so you become her shame others so you can know mother shamed you if you imitate her. So in your attempt to find your story, in an attempt to know what happened to you, you may imitate her and treat others the way she treated you, so you can step back and say, oh my God, who taught me this? Where did I learn it? Why am I doing it? Was this done to me? And that's why I'm doing it, so I can know this was done to me? Yes, that's the theory. We repeat to get the story. We repeat to remember and feel so we can stop this nonsense. So we can save ourselves, save everything around us like that. I think what I'm feeling is each of those topics I touched on, they open a door and there's 10 hours, like identification of the aggressor, 10 hours. All the oral fixations, 10 hours for each one of them. You know, and then the developmental phases. Margaret Mahler's one, the Masterson's one, there's in the Janoff material, there's and the repetition compulsion, Paulie B. Russell. I feel like there's like a couple of hundred hours that I'm just providing like the table of content. I'm just sketching. I'm just throwing out little snippets of little flints of the table of contents. I'm not even providing a full proper table of contents. I feel a little awkward here. So let's try to be a little more coherent here. Let's go back to yesterday's video. I want to pick up on yesterday's video. So what I'm gonna say now is really a follow-up to yesterday's video done at the other place. Lucy Holmes's material. So she had she's a little traditional in a way in her psychology attitude. So it's about her question. Her main question is, her main issue is, in regular development, you can't be symbiotic with the mother. Now for boys it's easier, right? Because they're physically different, they look different, so they recognize they're different from the mother. So it's easier for the boy to quote-unquote separate from the mother, according to her. And the father will hang out with the son, father-son activities. So the child's going to go through developmental process. One with the mother, okay, hangs out with the dad, maybe later as a mentor, then he's on his own, and then he can be a mentor himself like that. So he can develop in a kind of normal kind of place. That doesn't always take place. A lot of boys are being used by the mother and they're tied there. And the father is upset about it. Fine, take him, leave me alone. Maybe he's jealous that his wife is spending all the time gobbling up the son. He feels neglected, excluded. You know, he says, fine, sacrifice, take him, leave me alone. He goes to the hobbies, plays with his hobbies in his garage. Son comes in, Dad, I don't want it like this. I want it, Dad. No, I've already sacrificed you. Go with her. Placate. The father wants to placate his voracious, hungry mother. Yeah, I sacrifice you. She's going to gobble you up. Enter the book called When He's Married to Mom by Mr. Ken Adams or something like that. And there's a film called Overdependency, 1940 something. You got to go to nfb.ca, look up Overdependency. It's maybe a 20-minute black and white old mental hygiene film from the mental hygiene movement from the 40s and 50s. A little bit about this. The kid broke free from the mother, went to the garage. Father said, get away, I don't want you. Sad stuff, right? Sad stuff. So some mothers use the son. Okay, here's what I want to pick up on. I'm gonna guess now. I want to add a fourth reason of a dysfunctional way mothers are relating to their sons. So I've discussed a fair bit already on the old cunning tales. So number one, a mother might have a baby to shame so she can know that she had been shamed. She doesn't know that she was shamed, so she's got to have a baby to shame so she can get a story that she was shamed. She's got to repeat what had been done to her, okay, so she can know what had been done to her, what happened to her, what had happened to her. That's part, so she gets the story. Now related to that is, she wasn't loved, so she turns to the same baby to mother her. I made you to find me. So she's going to parentify the baby and make the baby mother her. Lucy Holmes has two more ones. One of them, mentioned yesterday, was the mother never had oneness. So if it's a daughter, let's say, she'll say, all right, daughter, I'm going to fantasize, you play me. I never got oneness, so you're going to be me having my oneness. And I'll be there to give me my oneness. So you'll play me and I'm going to give myself. So you can't separate because I need oneness. So this daughter could never leave the mother. The mother was demanding. She sabotaged the child's autonomy. She got her angry when she tried to be free or something, or have a boyfriend or something. So she was, because she felt abandoned because she never got oneness, used the child as a proxy of her and imagined that she's getting oneness via the daughter. So she would want to control the daughter, so the mother had a fantasy that she could get oneness. And the fourth one that I forgot is this is a tough one. I don't quite get this, but there's a kind of a convolution with the translation problem with Mr. Freud. It's back to how the boy can separate from the mother because he's different. He look physically different, right? So it's visually, physically different. There's a physical difference between the boy and the mother. So it's easier for the boy to recognize she's different from the mother. But with the girl says, we're so similar. I'm not that different from her. So she's kind of more fused like that. So it's kind of like, I think the confusion is, it's like an imagination thing. Imagine a what if the girl had like a brother and said, hey brother, you got that power of difference. You got an ability to separate from the mother because you're different. I'm not different. I'm stuck with the one. I'm one with the mother. I want to be different. You can be different. So I wish I could be different. You seem to have more power or more quote unquote envy, the famous envy one. I don't go for that. I don't quite go for that. I don't buy that theory. I don't think it's like that. But I think what Lucy Holmes says was, it's either that or the daughter says, I have no power to leave the mother. Mother's so powerful. I have no power here. The boy's got a chance to separate if things relatively go up. Now, if the mother, okay, hang on, hold on. If the mother herself, when she was a baby, never had the chance to separate from her mother, she might want to have a boy and think that the boy, and make the boy aggressive so she can, in her fantasy, separate from the mother. So some women who are too tied to the mother, they want to have a very belligerent, aggressive, bullying kind of boy, defiant, angry, aggressive boy, son. She wants that so she can think that that's her still trying to separate from her mother. See, because in the unconscious, there's no time. So some mothers will create a naughty, aggressive, violent kind of boy and encourage it. Go be aggressive, be rude and all that. Good, I want to fight, I want to be strong and powerful to break free from the mother. Because as a little girl myself, a passive, I had no ability to separate from the mother. So she thinks, all right, son, you be aggressive, that's me, because I wanted to be aggressive. I wanted to be a boy, because it would have been easier for me to separate from my mother. So she wants the boy to be aggressive like that. So some of us very much want to have a boy, thinking in their fantasy it'll help them to separate from their mother. So the boy's going to be a proxy of their desire to have the power of the boy to separate from the mother. That's what they mean by the envy idea. It's a power envy, like it's an ability envy. It's not physical. It's not a physical thing like that. That's my current understanding of it. I don't want to, it's hard to talk about feminine psychology, right? How does a daughter separate from the mother? Like how does when they're same, when the daughter and the mother are the same, it's harder for her. So how does that work like that? Okay, so okay, back to number 3. If the mother has a daughter, the mother might be symbiotic with the daughter, using the daughter as to play her. And since the mother is emotionally invested in her development into the daughter, and she's dependent and controls the daughter to be one with her, because the daughter is going to play her getting oneness with her mother. So she won't allow the daughter to separate. So the daughter is a tight time, a fused time, because the mother's using her for her oneness. So this daughter had no power to separate from her mother. This daughter had no power to separate from this mother when the mother used her in this way. So when this daughter grows up, she's enraged at her mother. She wants power. So she wants power. So she hopes to have a son and make the boy naughty and aggressive, and that's the power of her. Okay, she wants the boy to be a bully, basically, or antisocial, or violent, or whatever. That's for her to think she's going to fight with the mother, because she's operating from a timeless. There's no time in that brain. This is the puppet master. This is the unconscious, timeless, frozen. She's flash frozen in a timeless past like that. It's psychotic stuff, it's delusional stuff, and the cortex gives her excuses. The mother knows best what's wrong, so she'll have a lot of excuses for this behavior. But the covert agenda is the mother, who originally was made to be fused with the mother, grows up, has a boy to be naughty, thinking that this is her, that her own naughty son is her fighting with her mother. So that's one theory about the envy. She wants the power of the boy. So it's not a physical organ envy like that. Nothing like that. That's what I think the translation, that disturbed English translation was about. Now Lucy Holmes goes with that disturbed English translation because she doesn't speak German. That's one disappointment I feel about her like that. She kind of takes these old ideas. Okay, did I get that across? So number 1, okay, mother has a baby, okay, she's going to repeat, okay, to know her story. The mother shamed her, she's going to shame the baby. Mother deprived her, she'll deprive the baby. Mother traumatized her, she'll traumatize it. Mother gave her weaning trauma, she'll give her child weaning trauma. Whatever the mother did to her, it was painful, she'll do that to the child to know that that's what happened to her. Okay, so that child was traumatized like she's traumatized. No one's got the story. When you don't have the story, you repeat. Intergenerational trauma, transmission, because no one's got the story. You need history. Okay, that's why people keep saying history repeats itself. That kind of George Santayana, you got to get the story like that. So this mother doesn't have the story. She didn't reflect on it. Okay, so in her attempt to get the story, it's called experimental recollection. She's actually trying to get the story. She knows it viscerally, behaviorally, action language. She knows it in her body, in her behavior, but she's not aware of it. That's why you gotta put consciousness to it. Consciousness gives you story. Consciousness gives you time. Oh, there's that travel ad. Oh, that's nice. Oh, what a nice travel ad there. Yeah, they did a good job with that. That's a nice one. Like the Four Seasons or something. Yeah, it makes me think about those places. There's some nice places I haven't been to. Okay, so that's number 1, right? She's going to shoot the baby the way she's been treated, because that's the compulsion, of repetition compulsion. She's trying to get the story. Now, B, related to it at the same time, on another level, at the same time, she's going to symbolically use the child to mother her. Okay, that's the basic tool that I've been using. Lucy Holmes now, beginning yesterday and today, 3 and 4, number 3 and 4 of the four ways mothers are confusingly dealing with their trauma, confusingly trying to get their story, confusingly trying to get their needs met. and the effects and what's going to happen on the child and how the child's going to react to it accordingly later on. So number 3 is, as just mentioned, if it's a girl, she'll make the girl symbiotic and asking her daughter to play the role of her missing oneness. So she'll dominate the daughter, control the daughter, and daughter, everything I do, I know. You tell me everything. You call me all the time. You don't do anything without me. You got to check in with me. And mind reading, fusion, crystal gazing. They read each other's minds. I know everything about you. And you got to keep it like that. You can't do something without telling me. I'll get enraged. I'll punish you. And so mother brainwashes and frightens the child to keep the status like this. So the child never leaves the mother because the mother wants the daughter to play her when she was a baby who needed oneness. So she compels the daughter to be one to her because the daughter's a proxy for her. In her fantasy, the daughter's her. In her fantasy, the daughter's her getting oneness back in the past. The mothers have the power to do this. It's easy for a mother to brainwash the kid. The baby's helpless and powerless. The child will do whatever the mother wants. So daughters are pulled into this, sucked into this fusion like that. Now, okay, so now let's take this daughter here. The daughter grows up and has a damn angry attitude at what the mother did. So she says, man, oh man, I hope I have a boy. So some mothers really want to have a boy, okay, because she's hoping that the boy is her and will break free from the mother. So if the boy's naughty, she loves him. Are you rude and aggressive, violent? Okay, good, you're fighting the world, mother. So she wants the boy to be naughty, okay, like that, because the world's the mother and she wants to separate and fight back with the mother and to separate from the mother. So the boy is functioning as a separating function that she didn't have, a separating function that she didn't have. That's what they mean by that famous envy. It's not that, it's not literally that. It's code for what we're talking about here. It's don't take these phrases literally. There's symbolic, metaphorical, approximate ideas like that. Plus the translation problem. It's not literal like that. Is that it? Okay, a version of this is that if the mother, let's say, had the daughter and the daughter did this, and the daughter grows up, before she has a son to fight with the mother in the mind to separate from, the mother might have another kind of power. The mother might, the daughter who was the victim of the mother doing this, and she grows up, she might seek another kind of revenge called seductionist power. So this daughter might grow up, and like Lucy Holmes said yesterday, she might want to become very alluring and use seductionist power and control everybody with seduction. So she'll be invested in her seductive routine. There's no energy left to love. She's not going to love, but she wants seductionist power. So that's fighting with the mother, seductionist power. So she wants power over all the men, all over the place. But in particular, the easy way to get power is men. Women know that men imprint to the breast. So if the woman grows up and jiggles the mammaries, jiggles the bountiful teeth, the men are spellbound. Aha, power, I got you under my spell. You're hypnotized, you're mesmerized, I control you, I'm a hypnotist. So the woman jiggles the mammaries, the men are gaga goo goo, yes, what do you want? Take off the hat, do it. Oh, she loves the power. Okay, now she controls the men because she's trying to control the mother, because the childhood memory was she couldn't control the mother. She wants to fight back, so she's fighting with the men, having power. The men tells the men what to do because she couldn't say to the mother, back off, mother. Oh, men, you do what I want. Mother, I wanted you to nurse me and feed me. I couldn't. All right, men, you do what I want. That'll be supply for me. So now she wants to control the men. Seductionist power, control the men. The men will be symbolic mother, and she gets the men to do all these things. Give me everything. Do this for me. Do this for me. And give me everything, or it's nothing. And so she has all these men doing all these things for her. And seduction is the means to get mother via symbolically fantasy. Mother projected onto the men. Remember the oasis, the guy in the desert oasis idea. So she projects the need for mother onto the men and wants the men to serve her, like that. That's the fantasy that she needs the mother in the past to have served her. It didn't happen. Timelessness. Okay, that's one way to get, that's one other strategy, the seductionist power one. Another revenge one, yesterday's video was some women, if failing that, if they're not attractive enough to do that, okay, and they don't have a boy who becomes naughty, now what do they do now? They're still angry. They're still angry at what happened to them. So the third way, another way is attrition, some kind of attrition. If she marries a fellow and she's not attractive and can't control him, she can be passive aggressive. Drip by drip, do annoying things to make him sick. And that's her revenge on him, right? So she wants the guy to kick the bucket early, and that's her revenge. Aha, I got it. I fought back with my mother. I got back on my mother. So she wants to take revenge on the husband is feeling it for the mother. That's the third one, right? That's a pyrrhic victory. So she's not enjoying the present. She's not enjoying, even the seduction one, it's an arid victory, it's a sad victory. These are all pyrrhic victories. This is all living in the past, fighting with the mother. So having a boy to be naughty, okay, you're scapegoating the boy. He's not going to be happy doing this. He'll do it. He's proud to do it. Sure, Mom. But if it pleases you, if I win your love, I'm saving you by expressing your anger for you. I'll express your anger. Don't worry, Mom. You're angry. I'll be angry. I'll express my anger for you. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. So if she doesn't have the boy for that, and she's not attractive enough to control all the guys, make the guys go goo goo gaga. Okay, the third one is in the marriage she might just be passive aggressive and annoying, drip by drip annoying. An example was yesterday the guy got sick and he kicked the bucket early and she I got him. She got the house and the money and the victories. But she's not happy doing it. She's not really happy, is she, right? And in fact, it turned out the woman missed doing that. So she missed torturing him. But she was sadistic, sadistic. She missed this. Now she had no one to torture, so to speak. But she's half happy, half unhappy to not have someone to torture. So she missed the guy, not because she never loved him. She never got to a place of loving him. She was still fighting with the mother her whole life. Remember that? Part of the brain doesn't know time. Crocodiles don't know time. Monitor lizards don't know time. Iguanas don't know time. Frogs, sharks don't know time. Okay? Any kind of water, even animals don't know time. All animals, no animal knows time. They don't know time. They don't conscious of time. You see? Even monkeys don't know time, right? Maybe the great ape can figure it out. I don't know. In Harry's Law, they were saying the great ape, Harry met one of the apes or something, and said that he had the emotions of a 2-year-old or something, the intelligence and emotions of a 2-year-old. Harry's Law. We have 3 quotes. No, pardon me. Yeah, we have 2 or 3 quotes. So I think 3 quotes from the TV show Harry's Law. My favorite one is the middle-aged. There was a middle-aged guy in there. Sort of a clownish kind of funny. He was narcissistic, but he was a clown-like kind of guy. And he had a midlife moment. He hit 50 or something and said to himself, one of his antics didn't work, and he got a moment. I wonder what's worse. To realize you're no longer who you are, because his tricks didn't work, or that you still are with your postman. From the Drop Dead Diva show, very good line in there. The law is the wisdom of the ages wrapped in the opinion of the moment. We got a lot of good quotes from legal kind of dramas like that. Judge for the Defense, some very good ones from Judge for the Defense. Drop Dead Diva we mentioned. I think there's and there was another one by Miss Holmes. She had 3. Hang on a sec. Let me stop the music for a sec. Let me take up yesterday's one quickly. Yesterday was, so we're going to be doing a preview. In this video, we'll be doing a preview of, oh, that should be 90. Oh, that's supposed to say 90, 3190. Oh, hang on. That should be 90, right? 3190? So 29, right? Okay, so yesterday, what was it again? But, oh, hang on. That's burglars, 20. Oh, that's 29. Hang on. What's it? I'm missing something here. 3189, right? Okay, no, we covered it, we got it. The seduction one, recreating your childhood in the present, because everybody suffers like that. Okay, and then we had two examples about it. One was one mother berated her little daughter and told the daughter, "You stand in the middle of the kitchen floor here." And she was circling her, berating her, and barking at her, and do this and do this. And she had to stand there and not say anything. And she was shouting at her all the time. And this went on for endless, it was like forever kind of thing, until she got exhausted. The poor kid couldn't use the washroom, and she had to get it all out on the poor little daughter like this. Okay, so this daughter, who was victimizing, didn't make the link, but when she grew up and joined a circle group, she treated everyone in the group the way the mother had treated her. So that's like a revengey kind of thing, right? Italiana kind of thing. Because the mother did that to her, she does that to the group. So she dominated the group with her long monologues. Everybody would sit there, listen, obey. That's what she did as a child. Yes, mother, yes, mother. She made all the group members who were wanting to be helpful and cooperate. So yes, okay, we hear your story. And she just, finally someone broke out, and that helped her to feel when someone else got angry like that. And the other example was, okay, so anyways, if you go to 3189, that was all done yesterday. I won't redo it here. But that was the second example, right? Okay, second example is maybe not too relatable. It's this one woman joined a group, women's group. Lucy Holmes writes a lot about how she led these women's groups, and talks about it in her books. So one woman joined the group and wanted to, and that woman who joined the group felt excluded from her parents. She felt alone all the time. She felt lonely and excluded somehow. So this woman grew up, joined the group, and then covertly, behind the scenes, would buddy up and call all the members and hang out and make friends with all the members and do all these fun things and go bowling, whatever, or drinking, whatever, with all them, but not include the therapist, but include all the other women. So her agenda was to make the therapist feel excluded the way she was excluded. This is sort of this revenge kind of idea, right? Getting back, doing to others what someone did to you. That's what they mean by the Italiana eye for an eye, like that. That's what they mean like that. So it happened to her, so she does it to the therapist standing in, therapist playing the role of her. She plays the mother. Her mother made her excluded, so she makes the therapist excluded in this manner. So Lucy, so here's one quote from Lucy Holmes. "I have a great interest in female development and psychology. This is my revenge on my conservative family, where women were supposed to be quiet and decorative and always select the wing when the chicken was passed." She's a little funny. She is funny. She talks about humor. She's a little humorous sometimes. She has these wacky, off-the-wall comments when you read her thing. She could have been a comedian. I don't know. There's some humorous lines in there. You got to read the context though. I have been getting even for almost 20 years by leading women's groups and encouraging women to talk. Okay, so a number of girls cannot use their connection to the father either defensively to deny their dependence on the mother or constructively to forge a sense of separate selfhood. Oh yeah, another byproduct. Oh yeah, another byproduct of the daughter's inability to separate from the mother is she may invest her emotions in everything about herself, her thoughts, her feelings, her body, her dress. Everything about her is invested. It's very narcissistic like that. So the byproduct of this, according to her, is that it can make them very attractive and charming or something. It makes them, quote unquote, more alluring or something when women invest in themselves like that. Not just cosmetics and makeup and things, but just their ideas and their behavior, their posture, their movements or something. The girl tends to cathect the self more globally, not only her entire body, but the products of her mind, her thoughts and feelings become all exciting like that, giving the feminine personality its sensuality and emotional richness like that. So she's turning to herself somehow. Okay. Oh, there's the one about the woman suffered to make her man suffer. That was her revenge idea. So some women suffer themselves if the effect is it suffers the other person. That's what the woman did. She would suffer, live an unhappy life, but behave in a way to make him suffer even more. So that's the common. She said that's a common one. Suffering is probably the least satisfying and most destructive way a woman can get even. My client's suffering seems to be winning the battle over her husband's control because the husband is getting sicker and sicker, and now the wife is afraid he's going to kick the bucket. Is this a wish, a final outcome of her revenge, or is she genuinely afraid that he will pass away, kick the bucket, and she will lose the object she has been enjoying getting even with all these years? I suspect that if she does kick him, push him over like that with her suffering, so she's using her suffering to get rid of him. She's going to get very depressed, nevertheless. So she'll be depressed in the end. So this is all firework stuff. This revenge stuff is unhappy. It's an unhappy life to do this, but she's so proud, right, to get to fight back with her mother. The woman gets even with me, she says, by never making any progress in the therapy. They're willing to destroy their lives, make themselves unhappy to get even at their mother, and the husband standing in for the mother. So the poor fellow, Lucy Holmes says, you know, Lucy Holmes on YouTube, you can hear her lecture. She says every woman, she speaks in a kind of a informal way sometimes. She says every woman, there's one man they really want to destroy. That's the mothers, but they need a man for that. That's the revenge on the mother. They want one man to stand in for the mother, and that's why women want to hurt one man. At least one man they want to devastate. So watch out, man. That's what she was saying. How are we doing here? Let me take a little musical. Take a little musical break here. Let me try out a new song by Sandra. I never played this before. Hang on. This is the other. So there were 2 bonus tracks on Sandra's Best Of CD. It's a compilation CD called Cold Fusion, right? It came out in the year 2000 or something. I forgot. So I love the one called Life in My Hands. That's an excellent song. I played it a fair bit already. I want to try the other bonus track. Let's see if I have it here. Hold on a sec. It's mostly instrumental. It's a rock song. It's a rock trio. So there were 3 rock trios, right? Triumph, Sandra's, and then the Rush one. We played the one. Oh, I can play that one here. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Rush. Honestly, I'm not a fan of them for some reason. But the one song, one of their most popular songs is Closer to the Heart. And somebody, Carl Dixon, did an acoustic cover of it just about a week ago in the countryside. So I thought I would play it. I thought I might play it here. But let's go back to centers here. Hold on a sec. What's it called again? Do I even have it here? It's not even here. Is that it there? Hold on a second. What is this? Oh, here it is, yeah. Oh, here it is. Here's the other bonus track. Okay, let me just take a 4-minute break here. the book, it's a great opening riff, eh? The opening there. Let's try again. Yeah, Maggie Scarf's book, the little pocket book, she says if the boy's naughty, often the boy, maybe he's trying to keep the parents together, to provide a distraction. If he's naughty, then the mother can feel distracted on the kid, the father could be distracted on the kid, so the kid will be scapegoated, he'll scapegoat himself to provide a distraction to keep the parents together. Otherwise, the parents might fight with each other. No mother, no father, don't fight between yourselves. Focus on me. I'll be naughty. I'll bring it together. So the family says he's going to try to keep the parents together. So sometimes the kid might be naughty for that purpose. Or sometimes the parents want the kid to feel shame and angry so they don't feel it in themselves. That's the third one, right? And then today's one by Miss Holmes, it's the mother makes the boy naughty because in her fantasy, it's helping her in her childhood separate from the mother with some power like that. Which leads to the question about the buildings, you know, all these fancy tall buildings. Is it like a power thing to separate from the mother, or is it a maternal thing to make you feel safe? So which is it? Right? Okay, let's hang on a sec. Let me dig up. Let's get the quotes back here. So we're doing what's it, 91? 90, right? 90, right? Okay, so let's do another. So this is a lighter one. This is a much easier one here today. So I want to do a preview of 3190, which is chapter 7 of Mrs. Holmes' book. So yesterday we talked about chapter 5, about the women's revenge one. This one's chapter 7 about the groups one. All of us want our groups. So I'm including this because of a kind of although most of us can't relate to being in a group, but there's a point she makes in here about it that can be applied more generally. I looked for myself to join a group. I wanted to join a men's circle time. They don't really exist. People are afraid to communicate. It doesn't really. I couldn't find it. Really. I had like a little teaser a long time ago, briefly, and that gave me, oh my, this is good. Men's circles are good. You can sit in a circle, you can feel safe, and unfortunately, I couldn't really participate for too long. But okay, so she's talking about groups in general here. So she says, all of us want our groups to be lively environments where members live in the moment, communicate, emotionally and meaningfully with each other and focus on building bridges to other people in the room, which will facilitate mutual growth. That's the goal, but it's not always easy to achieve. More often, especially with new groups and new group members, we see something different. We find ourselves dealing with people who are isolated in their narcissism. Like very young children who want to play alone, toddlers in a playgroup play like this. They sit side by side, but the play is individual, with each child manipulating a toy or object that is individually pleasing, with very little awareness that there are other potential playmates sitting right beside them. If they become aware of the fact that there are other children around, they usually treat them as a toy that can be used, mistreated, and then pushed away. Sad stuff. We're talking about 1-year-olds. She's talking about 1-year-olds, right? Under 2, under 18 months. She's talking about under 18 months. You're just in a solipsistic, narcissistic bubble, and you don't really recognize the humanness of other people around you, right? It isn't until after 18 months that children are capable of seeing others as playmates who can be helpful in achieving a common wish of building or doing something together. When these older toddlers recognize the usefulness of the children around them, then we can be pleased to observe that the child has moved from inner reality to some kind of shared reality, from egocentricity to companionship. As a group therapist, particularly with a new group, I have often felt I am dealing with a bunch of very young children, like the early one, the first one, the former ones, right? Every member is playing with their own little toy. The toy is more often than not a quote story the member is eager to relate, usually focusing on the way the world and the people in it have been a source of disappointment or pain. Each member wants to play with her story/toy by talking about it with very little awareness that there are other potential playmates in the room. If there is any object awareness at all, it is usually of me as the leader. But commonly I am experienced not as a real and separate object, but as a toy to be used to focus on their sad story and then pushed away. Yeah, okay. How do we help our groups make the transition from the primary process of narcissism to a healthy identification with others? In other words, how do we help people wake up to the world around them? The whole history of group therapy has been a gradual progression out of narcissism into progressive communication with others. Key word here, progressive communication with others. When group therapy was first tried, it was based on a model of the leader doing individual therapy with each member while the rest of the group watched. But my friend, Mr. Ormont, I think we have a couple of quotes from Mr. Ormont, but I'll look into it later. My buddy, Louis Ormont, has been a pioneer in giving us a new model of group therapy. He doesn't think of himself as a leader, as the sole therapeutic force in the room, and the person who has the responsibility to facilitate change for his clients or the members. Rather, he sees the group as the agent of change. He is a master at harnessing the power of the collective genius of the group, an entity that is smarter than any of the individual people in the room. I know people have a cynical idea about this wisdom of the group. You got to be kidding, like the mob mentality. He's talking about when group members can give feedback to others, and the therapist couldn't, but maybe someone in the group might. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay. So there's more people, so there's more knowledge, there's more feedback. In other words, there's more sources of feedback, maybe. Okay. Rather, he sees the group as an agent. Where are we here? Okay, Mr. Ormond works with bringing, helping members talk to and identify with each other. With these bridges, he fosters progressive emotional communication and immediacy. He creates an environment where people are no longer playing alone with their sad histories. They are talking to each other, sharing their thoughts and feelings towards each other in the moment. Okay, I see. So he wants people to, well, how do you feel about them? What's your reaction to what he said? What do you think about what he said? And what do you think of what he said? What do you think of what he said? So he wants to make it more interactive in the present with people, and that brings up their past stuff, which they can air out. So you use the present to allow triggered stuff in the past, patterns of the past to come up, and you do it by interacting with people in the present, rather than just being in a little bubble. Therapist gives you feedback, people watch, he says his story, therapist interacts, other people watch, or maybe give a comment or something. He says, no, you just all interact with each other and see what comes up, see what's triggered, and let's air it up, open it up. So it's way more messier like this, right? He creates an environment where people are no longer playing alone with their sad histories. They are talking to each other, sharing their thoughts and feelings toward each other. Can you imagine that? So a lot of people are going to be triggered by everybody in the room. Yeah, you remind me of him, you remind me of my brother, you remind me, yeah, when you said that, that reminded me of my mother, and when you said that, that reminded me of me. And so it's more, things are more immediate like that. And when that happens, a very exciting thing occurs. Rather than describing their unhappy pasts, people turn to their relationships in the room and begin to demonstrate the resistances and defenses which prevent them from living satisfying and meaningful lives. So whatever blocks they feel in their life, it's going to be felt up in the present. When they try to relate to people in the present, they'll feel blocked. Well, they realize they're always blocked. The way you relate to people in the present might be like, it's going to be basically a pattern of how you do that with everybody, kind of thing. Their problems aren't described. They are lived in the here and now of the group, relating to the other members. And this immediacy makes the group an exciting laboratory where resistances and pathological patterns are available in the moment to be explored and sometimes resolved. In building these bridges between people in the room, he searches the group for a member who might be a good quote-unquote playmate for the person who is talking. There might be a person who has some feeling about it that would prove of use in resolving a resistance of the person talking. Using his own intuition, okay, Lou his friend there, Mr. Ormond, Lou Ormond, contacts the person who he thinks has the right feeling, saying something like, "Hey, Mary, yeah, you, Mary, what's your reaction to what John just said? What's your reaction to what he said?" So he facilitates thinking that maybe they might know and have a feedback for him. So he prompts he identifies somebody who he senses might have some useful feedback for the person. What's your experience of what he just said? What do you think about what he just said, kind of? Or what do you say? What's your reaction to what John just said? Very often in bridging, Lou looks for a person who is able to identify with the person speaking. Okay, so somebody's speaking, another person's over there nodding. Oh, you're nodding. I see you're nodding. What's your reaction to what he said? Yeah, and then now that person's going to voice something that the first person didn't know, maybe. So it's a little more interactive in the present like that, right? So he's using group members. He's using group members to give everybody, so everybody gets feedback with everybody. Very often in bridging, Lou looks for a person who's able to identify with the person speaking. Indeed, he sees the ability to make a transient identification as the catalyst for all group exchanges. So if someone relates to someone, so you say what's going on. Or you relate to him, what do you say what's going on? Oh, you relate to her, or what do you say what's going on? It calls it transient identifications, followed by a return to ourselves. The two main components of transient identification are empathy and intuition. Empathy is the ability to temporarily experience the world as the other person does, Empathy expresses itself in feelings and needs. Intuition is using intellect and perception to understand what those empathic feelings and impulses mean. Empathy brings us closer to people, while intuition brings us closer to meanings. Okay. So empathy, he's using empathy in the feeling area and intuition in your perceptual thinking area. Right? Lou sees empathy and intuition as innate capacities of human beings. People who lack empathy and intuition have inhibited their innate capacity to identify with others, often because of narcissistic injury in their past. That's it, all right. That's all the space I have here. That's just the first 2 pages. That's the first 2 pages of the book, of the chapter. So people who can't do any of this, that their narcissism is the injury of narcissism is too strong. They're still in their bubble, they're still playing with their toy, their little story, little solipsistic bubble. So they don't have feelings for others, they don't have intuition for others, or thoughts or perceptions of others, because they're too caught up in their own little bubble world. Schizoid people might do that, maybe. Schizoid types. The turtle narcissist might be like that. Well, all narcissists might be like that. Or maybe not, I'm not so sure, maybe. It sounds like, if you read Lucy Holmes, it sounds like it's very engaging. And, she openly shares her mistakes and her bloopers. She's very open. She's a very kind of engaging kind of writer a little bit. She's funny, she's open a little bit. Says things a little kind of informally, a little bit. You gotta understand her style. Sometimes she says things in a too generalized, cartoony way sometimes. Okay. Catches you off guard sometimes. And the last one here is somebody said, when another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself. Communication. Sometimes people communicate what they don't know they're feeling. So if they can coax you to feel something, oh, there's that. Oh, Jesus, hold on a second. Oh, there's that gruesome ad. My God. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. It does grab your attention because you want to understand what is it, because you're upset by it, so you want to know it, so you're not so upset by it. So you're looking hard, looking more carefully at it. What is it? I don't want to be just so triggered. Let me understand it. So you're paying more attention to it, right? So that's a trick to get your attention to something, so you can see what it is or something. Okay, let's do it. How are we doing, Kim? And today's one below is 3130, right? So the ones for below. Oh, Janoff. Okay, so Janoff's a good author, a great author, I think. We have a lot of quotes by Arthur Janoff. So here's some more. So I've discussed these already in preview mode. So maybe I'll just. Let's see if my phone will read it out here. For some reason, it's
Neurosis is a significant level of pain imprinted
okay.
neurochemically into our systems early in our lives, which causes major dislocations of function. A physical and mental deviation of a normal system is not laid down in the brain as an idea, but as an experience, one that leaves a physiological trail. If we test the person's stress hormone level, cortisol, and see that it is high, we must be suspicious if the person claims that she feels fine. Often, there is poor communication between those brain systems so that what we think and what we feel are quite different. Her body, her unconscious, knew the truth even if she didn't. That is one key reason we must have access to the unconscious. Our job, in one respect, is to put us in touch with what our bodies are saying. The panic victim feels threatened, but he doesn't know what he is afraid of. Or sometimes, that he is even afraid. It sometimes doesn't feel like fear. It is some unknown feeling of fright that seems so alien. She is panicked over whatever lies in her brainstem. The reasons could be any number of things. A mother's terror during pregnancy translated to her baby, suffocation, and near death as the mother is given heavy doses of anesthetic during birth. A fright, as with one of my clients, who was involved in a serious auto accident in her 8th month. The more we learn about the brainstem and ancient parts of the limbic system, including the amygdala, the more we come to understand these exaggerated reactions. The gating system, mainly to block off pain and terror from reaching higher levels of conscious awareness. Gate control theory. When the baby suffers great trauma during those early times, the gating system weakens and we have leaky gates. The trauma, when excessive, causes the brain to use up major supplies of repressive chemicals, such as serotonin. This impairs the proper functioning of the inhibitory system, our defense system. Not only does trauma exhaust serotonin, it damages parts of the brain that produce it, as well as damaging the production of dopamine and epinephrine. Tranquilizers tend to replace what was used up originally. Serotonin is found in many tranquilizers. It seems that it is simply buttressing what was exhausted in the original battle. We basically have 3 brains in one, as MacLean, 1985-1990. Already proposed in 1960s, the brainstem, the limbic system, and the neocortex, each representing different stages of evolution, from shark, chimp to human brain, respectively. These neurologic stages of brain growth correspond to 3 distinct levels of consciousness. The earliest, preverbal stage of infancy, followed by childhood, and finally present-day awareness. At each level of brain development, we have specific needs that must be fulfilled uniquely. The earlier the needs, the more lasting the consequences when they are not fulfilled, and the more grave the imprint. In infancy, we have a need to be touched and nurtured tenderly. On the second line, we seek fulfillment of emotional needs, to be listened to feel secure and supported, to get an empathetic response to our hurts and fears. And the third level involves intellectual stimulation, communication, and understanding by the parents. Fulfillment on this level can lead to clear and logical thinking, to an accuracy of perceptions. Early trauma creates a lifelong disharmony and disconnection among brain levels. Essentially, neurosis is driven by lower brain centers that are trying to communicate to higher ones, but are unable because a disconnection has occurred. A disconnection caused by the imprint of an early lack of love that spells hopelessness and helplessness. The goal of therapy is to restore that harmony neurologically and psychologically, because consciousness means all 3 levels working fluidly. Throughout the ages, writers and thinkers have come up with poetic sobriquets to describe depression. Susan Sontag famously dubbed it melancholy minus its charms. For Flaubert, it was simply the eternal. What's the use? People often say they feel depressed, but depression is not a feeling. It is a defense against feeling, against an accumulation of imprinted pain. As such, it is a protective device to keep us unconscious, or rather, to keep the unconscious from becoming conscious. It holds down all of the catastrophic feelings and sensations from womb life, infancy, and childhood that, if unleashed from their safe, subconscious stronghold, would threaten the integrity of our conscious awareness. Depression is a system-wide state of repression that blankets many feelings. It is the history of the body's traumatic experience exerting its force. And ultimately, it is the state of repression 2.0. For this reason, the depressive is chronically awash in suffering because she cannot feel those specific early feelings. The organism seems to say, better to feel numb than feel what lies below and go crazy. A normal person will be sad when it is appropriate. But sadness is a now event, a real feeling related to real situations. Depression is a then feeling unrelated to now. A Jan of TQ 3130.
So yeah, that last one there, it's not a feeling. It's whatever it is you're experiencing. It's a painful thing, but that's not really a feeling. It's a relief to have your true feelings. If you can't feel and you're pushing down your feelings, that's the pressing down, then that annoyance like that. So you're better off feeling, right? But you're able to feel when you feel safe to do so. That's why you have the group around. You feel safe in this quote-unquote container. You feel safe. You feel held, contained, held like that in a group circle. So you often set the intention, call in the direction, do smudging, they say, and then maybe a little prayer, a candle in the middle, set the intention, and it's all there for talking, and then you feel safe like that. And then when you feel safe, you might say freely like that. Masters thinks the more troubled the person is, the more they need the one-on-one to face their either-or thinking. Because part of healing is you got to get both and thinking, and you can't. But in groups, you can always dodge it in the group. Well, people on that side of the room are bad, and people on that side of the room are good, or therapist is good and we're all bad, or we're good and he's bad. You can hide your either-or in a group, but when it's face-to-face, one-to-one, you got to confront your either-or thinking to get at the both and thinking. Right. Yeah. So the idea about the set points comes from Janoff when there's trauma. His take on repetition compulsion is you repeat the interaction to correct the set points. You're hoping to correct the set points. It's a very simple way of saying it, right? If you're loved, your set point are normal. Your set points are normal. Whatever it's supposed to be, it's normal. Right? In trauma, the set points are whacked. You repeat to correct the set points, but you can't, in the present, hop into an imaginary time machine and go back in the past to get the proper experience in the past to have proper set points. It doesn't ever work like that. But theoretically, that's one way of putting it. You want the proper set points. The proper set points reflect having been loved. So when you look for love, okay, and so on, right? All right. People are starting to pour in. All right. Let's see how we're doing here. What's the time? Let's see. Let me double check the time here. Okay, it's okay. We got a bit of time. I've got almost about 45 minutes of light here. I'm just thinking either we go for a walk outside a bit or just wrap it up here, kind of thing. Yeah, I'd like to. I'll play another. I want to do another run through the song, the Sandra's song. But I got people just near me, so I won't play it this time. Next time we'll play it. Any final thoughts here? Jesus, yeah. Spiritual kindergarten, right? The world is kind of like a spiritual kindergarten. We're all bedazzled infants trying to spell the word love with the wrong blocks. That's a recent quote found by Overstreet, Harry Overstreet, in a book of his back in the 20s. 1925 book, 100-year-old book. Oh, I've been talking about the Track Down show recently. If you go to the short section, I posted in 4 parts, one of the episodes about a guy whose mother scared him, and as a baby he lashed out and got punished. So he recreated it by scaring others to make them lash out so they'd be punished. As above, so below. So that's in the short section. Robert Culp, very good show. Really one of the better shows, I think. It's called A Thinking Man's Western. It only ran for 2 seasons, 1957 and 8, I think. Not all the episodes are interesting, but most of them are okay. Yeah. Route 66 provides some of the best quotes in our collection. Go to, is it 2520? We've got 11 quotes there about the albatross and the third side of the coin and the birth trauma one and the mask one. Some great quotes from Route 66. Oh, are they leaving? Hold on a second. Anyway. Oh, maybe I can play it. Let me play the song. I want to get one. I want to do a short of that Santa song, the new one. See if I can get a good one. Hang on a second. Let's try again here. Do it here. All right, let's try it here. Well, we got a bit of a. Okay, the windows. Okay, there's some kind of a. Maybe I can do it outside, huh? Okay, let's give it a try. It's okay. Hang on. Oh, wrong one. Oh, hang on. Once again, your mission, submitted for your approval and consideration, should you choose to accept it, is to watch Gabe's story from the Twilight Zone about the script. And I'm kind of tempted to just walk outside for a while and talk on the camera, or just close it up here. Hang on a second, let me think. Well, all right. Oh, hang on. What's on? All right. Yeah, so just as those cranes over there, so just as they're building those buildings, which when complete will house people, if we can build our consciousness, it'll house our feelings in our body. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. Okay. So the newest quote unquote insight, I guess, or the newest idea is the boy who's naughty, or aggressive or something. It may be that boy or woman is playing the role on behalf of the mother, the fantasy of the mother. The boy's acting out the mother's fantasy that the boy is her fighting with her mother to break free. So the naughty boy is being that way to help their mother break free from their mother. And they don't even know it. The power of the unconscious, right? So that's when mothers are proud of their man being so, yeah, he's my man, he's my little man. They're proud when they're so tough like that or something, right? Because they think it's the power, the missing power. They missed the power. They didn't have the power to break free from their mother, so the son has power. So they're proud and excited that vicariously they have power like that. But is the boy having the chance to be who he's meant to be? Or is he too busy playing the role to please his mother like that? Okay, to be updated. This whole topic's kind of out of my zone. Robert Bly says, "Oh no, men shouldn't talk about female psychology. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it." But this old stuff, like what's her name, Benjamin something, Jessica or something, and the other one, Helen Deutsch. My goodness, it's too. It's too far out for me. That's why I think a lot of this is just a vague. There's a vagueness going on here. Women want power, right? They don't want that from the boy, right? They don't want that. They want the power to break free from the mother. That's all that just symbolic for that. That the boy had the power to break free because he looked different. It's not a literal thing like that. But the idea of some women wanting to maybe look very powerful in their appearance. Okay. No, we did that already. Seduction has power, right? We did. Maybe one version of the seduction has power. Maybe one version of it is that the woman feels, oh, I have power now. So if she gets an operation or something, it looks powerful like that. Maybe she thinks she's getting power to break free from the mother. Maybe she thinks the power of being attractive can help her have power to break free from them. Maybe that's a part of it. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing around here. I'm a confused infant. So the world is a spiritual kindergarten, and we're all confused infants trying to spell the word understanding with the wrong blocks. So once again, we're trying to search for the right blocks here. Disclaimer, disclaimer times 1,000. I'm not a doctor, shrink, professor, psychologist, therapist. I've never been analyzed. Played Joni Mitchell's song, This Flight Tonight, made popular by Dan McCafferty. I'd be on this flight tonight and do a full analysis. If Lucy Holmes were alive, I'd probably, well, I'd love to go in a time machine and, you know, see Burglar or Masterson or those that Ormond group she talked about looked kind of interesting. You can see a couple of clips. Miss Holmes giving lectures. It's okay. It's nothing too spectacular. She's just reading from a paper to an audience like that. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it here. It's funny. Yesterday, when I'm stuttering like this at the end of the video, I feel like I'm missing something fun. I'm missing something, and what often happens is I'll shut the video. I'll go to the SkyTrain. I'll be standing in the SkyTrain, shaking along, going a little bit, and oh my God, I forgot something. I missed it. I feel like this is what I feel. Another reason I delay at the end of videos is separation anxiety. I want to connect, I want to talk like that. I feel like I haven't said what I wanted to say maybe, or and that quote about yesterday's quote where the woman rambled on and everyone had to listen. Sometimes am I in any way doing this? Like, am I in my imagination here? I have a fantasy audience, alright, fantasy audience, I'm talking here. Is that a reflection that I'm doing to my fantasy audience what my mother did to me maybe? You listen to me, I'm center stage, and all about me, and now here I am. Am I doing that? I don't know. Is there a part of me doing it? I don't really feel it, to be honest with you. I don't really feel it in that way. I feel like I do want to search for my story. I want to find my story. I want to reconnect. I want to connect with myself. So I'm searching around for my story. So so these quotes are a vehicle to that end. I want to contribute. I feel like I'm offering something that's missing out there. Nobody's sharing quotes from Burglar or John Alfred Masterson or all the hundreds of authors here. I don't see anybody presenting psychoanalysis in a public like this, or in an easy manner like this. Mr. Freud, the man himself, Mr. Freud himself, he said psychoanalysis should be widely available. It should be free and widely available. Apparently, if the person who said this, I come to think of it, I did hear it from a German speaker. Yes, a German speaker said, yeah, I heard it from he was a German speaker, right, speaking in English. He was a German fellow. He said that he read somewhere a transcript of one of Freud's lectures. I'm not sure where he got it from, but he apparently said that psychoanalysis should be widely, openly free for everybody. Everyone should study for free. We should learn it for free. We should know it for free. And I think some schools even teach it in high school a little bit. Some 101 in high school or something. It's self-awareness. Know ourself. Know thyself. That's the famous injunction. Know thyself, right? Know yourself. Play the song. Yeah, gee, please tell me. Should we play that Rush song? I'm not a fan of this band, but since it's nice and quiet here, I can finally get maybe a copy. I want to get one copy of this song. The lyrics are simple. The reason I have a question mark about the song is because I don't think it's that relatable, really. It's got a fantasy, it's got a rescue fantasy. Oh, the men in high places should be the ones to start to mold a new reality closer to the heart, right? Well, that people pass them. And the examples are, well, we all got to do it. If you're a farmer, you're a craftsman, or you're an artist. Well, how many people are those things? How many people are plowmen, blacksmiths, what's the other one? Or are artists? There aren't that many people like that. So the main thing is, oh, well, people in high places should fix things, set the tone. But the song, yes, the song does mean, in essence, everyone should come closer to the heart. Everyone should live close to the heart. But when you hear the lyrics, it's like, no, I'm not a farmer, I'm not a blacksmith, I'm not a plowman. Oh, people in high places should be the ones to start, to mold a new reality close to the heart. So there's like I feel like the effect of that song, it's a rescue fantasy. Be passive, let the people in high places. The song doesn't teach you anything about the dynamics that people in high places might be acting out what people want. Like if people are angry, well, they'll be angry. If each person was plundered by their mother, well, the people in high places plunder the planet the way they were plundered. That's like their proxy for them. And people even invest in them and say, look, you plundered because I was plundered. They don't give you any psychoanalytic perspective like that. But it's a popular song, I'm not a fan of this band at all, to tell you the truth. But this is the only tolerable song. But I like the cover somebody did recently, about a month ago. Let's see, Northern, what was it called again? Northern Strum. Look up Northern Strum. Yeah, here it is, Northern Strum. Carl Dixon. Hang on a second. Yeah, here it is here, yeah. 1 month ago. Yeah, just done 1 month ago. Oh, look at that, only 300 views. Okay, let's play this one here. His most recent single is called It's always about a girl. Hang on. Oh, Track Down. Yeah, there it is. There's the show Track Down. Should we play that one? It's always about a girl. Where's it? Carl Dixon. Carl Dixon. It's always about a girl. Hang on. First time for everything. Where is it? Here's a live. Oh, hang on. Oh, I haven't seen this one. Well, it's only 30 seconds long. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? What's this one?
Meet your new cleaning sidekick, the Photo Auto Care Vacuum and Duster. Superb suction power, packed into an ultra-compact form that slips into the tight space.
It's about a girl. It's about a girl. You'll never explain.
Hang on. Where's the original here? It's about a girl. Huh. Where's the single? Hang on. Is that it? It's not showing up here, huh? Oh! Yesterday's video got 4 views. How's yesterday's video? Well, that's the song we played earlier. Okay, never mind. It's not even showing up here. Where is it? What happened here? Why is it not even on here? Wait a second. It's always about a girl. Oh, hang on. Oh, Coney Hatch. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's under the band's name. Oh, Coney Hatch. Oh, it's not a single of his. It's a band song. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So it's the band. It's the band. Not as a soloist. Okay, why don't we play this song? It's an interesting line because it says, if there's a problem, if you're upset, well, trace it back. It's usually about a girl. Maybe it's always about a girl. That's called attachment theory, attachment trauma, relational trauma, interpersonal trauma. There's an imprint of trauma. So you hope that a girl in the present can fix what the mother failed to do. So you're transferring the problem with the mother. It's a girl, always about a girl, always with the mother. So the mother's a girl, the mother's a woman, right? So it's always about a woman. Attachment trauma means the issues with the mother. So that's transferred to the person in the present, but no woman in the present can correct what the mother failed to do, can correct what the mother did do, can correct that, right? No girl in the present can provide what the mother should have provided. It's always about a girl. Wait a minute, are you sure? Well, if you're triggered in the present by unrequited love, limerence, spellbound, disappointment, she didn't break your heart, your mother broke your heart. So if you feel like your heart, if you feel the pain of unrequited love, well, that's always about your mother. Your mother broke your heart. Your mother failed you, betrayed you. So this line here, it's always about a girl. You got to trace it back. It's always about attachment trauma. So I want to paraphrase this song. It's always about, or pretty much always about, what we're dealing with is how do we heal from attachment trauma? Okay, when the song ends, I'll just hit the stop button. So thanks very much. Once again, the mission, Gabe's story on the Twilight Zone. And for the love of narrative medicine, may the psychoanalytic force be with you.
If you find you're acting very strange, people giving you that funny look, there's a reason for the sudden change. Force of nature has you on the hook. No need for an investigation. There's a very simple explanation, and it's true that we do what we do without any clue. It's about a girl. It's always about a girl. If you're living in this world, it's always about a girl. It's about a girl.
Oh,
Doing stupid things to get attention, making promises you couldn't keep. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Start finishing your history, cultivating